get me out of this place. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then God help you. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then darling, may God help you. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then God help you. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then darling, may God help you.
Coming to you from the award-winning Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge, PCA's 2024 Best of Leaf Midwest Cigar Bar, Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge, it's the Final Third Podcast.
In 3, 2, 1, and how's that for a cue?
Hey, yeah. Welcome back to the Final Third Podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Will.
I'm Mike,
I'm Heine, and to all the nerds out there, may the 4th be with you.
and also with you.
And with you, too.
That's enough of that. Moving on.
Very
Yeah, moving on.
And scene.
And we're in. Yes, awesome.
right.
So,
Before we
so
get
to-
sued by Disney, too.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. God dang, you just got screwed, didn't you?
Yep.
Right in the beginning
First 20
of the
seconds
show.
of the
Yeah.
podcast.
You'll see this podcast in 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Darth Vader said it was totally fine
Yeah.
After I
before he died.
after I get kicked off. Anyways,
So today we're going to start off smoking the new, not new, but it's the Royal Corona La Instructora. I do have the breakdown. This has a ton of stuff in it, so I wanted to get the breakdown in here. So this is an Ecuadorian Habano Rosado wrapper. The binder is Dominican Criollo 98. The fillers are Dominican Piloto, Cubano, and Criollo 98.
say
So,
Criollo.
The one thing that's cool about La Galera is La Galera tends to use a lot of different tobaccos in their blends, so they get kind of a unique La Galera feel to them. So we're going to be smoking that today, and then we're going to start off with what got these guys all screwed up down in Louisville.
Man,
This is the Town Branch Bourbanola. So it's a bourbon and cherry cola. They do their own cola. It's all themselves, so we're definitely going to
this
try
is
this
a
out.
Prohibition
Yeah.
recipe
Yeah.
that they did during Prohibition. Or pre-Prohibition?
So these are 12% ABV.
After Prohibition.
So we're going to get started with
Yeah,
this.
see that down there? 12%.
12%.
3 shots per can.
Man, I'm
I think
getting a
their
lot
shots
of...
are 1 ounce though.
This is a weird cold draw for me. I haven't had this one in a very long time.
Yeah, it's pretty mellow, right?
It's going to be about a medium.
Yeah, I'm getting
Total
some like
strength.
dirty fruit, which is
Dirty
weird.
fruit.
Dirty fruit. Like you just picked a fresh strawberry.
Interesting.
Earthy fruit,
You're supposed to eat the strawberry, not the dirt.
Dang.
right?
This
It's not
is
syrupy.
Strong.
And
Like surprisingly strong. Like
these two were
How I
pounding
would-
them like they were
Oh.
regular cherry cokes.
Me and Scott we had a good time.
this is exactly
Okay.
how I'd mix a bourbon and Coke.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying on the fruit. It's not that it's like
It's like dirty.
It's not like raisiny or anything. It's
No.
more like, it's more like a date or a
Yeah.
something like that. Where it's
Earthiness.
got that dark. Yeah. Yeah.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
got a great cold draw.
It's good.
It's almost got a fig quality to me.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah.
Fig.
Fig.
This
Well, cool.
episode brought to you by
CCX.
CSX.
Yeah.
Sorry, Union Pacific.
Whoever they are. I'm sure you can hear the train in the background. So we just got back from Louisville last week, and the Kentucky Derby looked like it was a muddy mess, but it was a success.
Yes.
Shout out to Sovereignty.
Sovereignty, the winner. I hit the trifecta yesterday.
Nice.
I hit the Scott hit the exacta. It was like $25 for him. I hit the trifecta. I had the 50-cent trifecta, not the dollar, but it was still $116 in the payout.
I must
So
have hit.
nice.
I hit something. I don't know what I hit, but I won like $50. So
Sweet.
I did okay.
I won twice
didn't
yesterday.
bet.
That was it.
I think it's because I had, was it Beza?
Yeah, Beza was 21.
I had Beza in there, so Beza brought me some
Yep.
money. Yeah. So
Shout out to Gary Flip Rice for the pointers on.
I had high
the
hopes
horses.
for Luxor Cafe because that horse was 8-1 odds and excellent record of running in slop. Like excellent, a lot of wins running in slop. Out of the gate, man.
Yeah, there were
stumbled-
several of them that were-
stumbled
Several of them
and
stumbled
really
never,
bad.
and never could recover out of the gate.
Yeah, but I mean, still came what third or 21 was second. 8, 18, and
Third.
21.
Yeah.
It was 18, 8, and 21.
Yeah.
But even Sovereignty out of the gate, you see 17 cut him off, and he kind of stumbled
Yeah.
right out of the gate.
Man, there was
and
a
then
lot
caught
of,
it back
There were a lot of pinching going on.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
they were
Yeah.
6 wide
Yeah.
on the
at
third
one
turn.
point,
Yeah, it was
coming out
crazy.
of 3 and 4.
So it was a great
It was
race.
a great race.
It was
Actually,
good.
there was a lot of good races
Yeah,
yesterday.
nobody got hurt. It was great.
That's- Yeah.
Did you see the good statistic for yesterday's race though? That all of the Derby horses were a descendant of Secretariat.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
how
was
cool was
pretty
that?
cool.
That is
Yeah.
pretty
That's
wild.
awesome.
Yeah, the
Wow.
winner was a fifth generation.
It's crazy.
That's amazing.
The horse that was licking his head last week was a yearling of Secretariat.
Yep.
We had
wow.
a family breakfast this morning, and my stepson's like, I got it covered this morning. I'm like, oh, yeah? So, yeah, I did pretty good yesterday. I said, how good you do? He's like, a couple grand good. I said, whoa,
Nice.
very cool. I said,
That
you,
is
you do
awesome.
have breakfast, big dog.
Yeah, it's on you, bud.
Yeah.
I won a couple hundred. That's about it.
Hey.
I'm not that ballsy with my bets anymore.
It was a good day though. There was a lot of great racing on all day long. Had some mint juleps in here. That was kind
We
of fun.
did. Those were killer.
That was going to bring this up. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that. So did you have a mint julep yesterday? Who
I
had one?
took a sip of Lisa's.
Everybody had one.
Everybody had one.
I
Okay.
We
just
brought
took
them
a
in.
sip. I'm not a big fan
Yeah.
of that much mint.
The
So
mint
good.
julep, to me, is an interesting cocktail, and this is why.
It's not.
It's either too like we talked about this yesterday. It's either too
sweet or
it's
not enough.
But when it's too
Yeah.
sweet, it masks the bourbon.
Yeah.
I had a mint julep with 3 ounces of bourbon in it. I couldn't have told you. And it was E.H. Taylor too, right?
And it's like drinking one of these.
Yeah, 100%.
When we're done with this, you're gonna be squinting a whole lot. It's
Well,
not
that's the
bright
thing.
at all, but
Looking up the mint julep recipes too, most of them actually say an ounce of simple syrup.
yeah, it's too much.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
a
like,
lot.
that's
Heavy.
and that's only with 2 ounces of
Yeah.
bourbon. I'm like, nah, no way.
2/4 and a sprig.
Because they always say put the mint in the bottom,
Yeah.
they said half of the simple in there, crush it in there real good, and then you top it and put a little bit on top. I was doing a 1/4 ounce in and then a 1/4 ounce on top yesterday, and it seemed like that half ounce was just right with the
Yeah.
bourbon. I don't
Even
know,
just
was
a
it too
spritz.
sweet yesterday?
I don't think so.
Okay, because I did
Um,
gin. Okay,
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get them consistent,
yeah.
which is the problem. But I mean, it's
And shout
it
out
was
to
good.
Jen for bringing mint because
Yeah,
she
shout
bought
out
all
Jen.
the mint at the grocery store we couldn't find.
We had lilies on Friday. We were doing
Yeah.
lilies on Friday, watching oaks. I did not win anything on the oaks this year. I usually don't actually. I feel like I'm not as good with the oaks
So
horses.
the Lily has vodka.
Lily's vodka. It's 1 part vodka, 1 part sweet and sour, triple sec,
Lemon, maybe, or I don't know.
cranberry juice,
Cranberry
and then
juice, yeah.
garnish with a lemon.
Back to this bourbanola.
Yeah, you see
This
what
is
happened,
good.
right?
No, this is really good. It's because what I don't like about a lot of them is it's so much cola or it's way too much cherry. This
or-
when you're
or
tasting the whiskey in it, but you're
syrup.
also getting a little bit
Yeah.
of flavor.
Yeah.
It's
So
not. Yeah, it's not syrupy at all.
We're talking about going to Derby again next year, and Scott was excited to go get a mint julep at the track, and I'm like, well, it depends on where we end up, because if you go to the first turn, if that's where we end up, they make them. They make the mint juleps.
Yeah.
But if you go anywhere else on the track,
all
they're
batched.
Old Forester premix, and they're syrupy, and they're not great.
Yeah.
And you will get sicker than a fucking dog, especially if it's hot out. It's
Yeah.
gonna ruin your day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to make sure that if you're going to Derby, somebody's making you a cocktail and not pouring it out of a batch.
And I would assume most of the ones at the Derby are probably a little bit on the sweeter side because they're trying not to get people hammered out there the whole time. So
Yeah.
you
But
don't want
that'll
those
give you a
big
stomach
hats
ache.
So you
getting
think
hammered.
if, you think if Scott
Hey.
goes to the Derby, he's going to be unbuttoning his shirt if it's warm out?
We might need to get him
I
like
think
a.
he might actually forget that it's not the 500. and
We can get
just-
him a scooter
Scooter.
or a dolly. We can just roll him around.
Get one of the knee racers.
Yeah.
Now, did you notice yesterday that the big hats were very rare to see?
Yeah.
All that rain was
All the
keeping the
rain.
small little hats on.
Yeah.
A lot of small hats.
Yeah, a lot of small hats.
I saw some cool ones. There was some lady that had one with like a track around it with horses that were like circling her head. It was
That's
pretty
someone
cool.
that tried really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care that much. I do, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But we'll make it eventually.
Yeah.
Saw some pictures from a big after party. Baxis had a big after party.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ari.
Nice.
Ari Rahimzadeh.
Rahim Zadeh.
Ari went to the party, took some pictures, sent them to me.
Nice.
Brought me a cigar back from it.
Oh, cool.
So thank you, Ari, for that.
He went to the Baxis party?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, if he got in.
Hell yeah.
Well, they let I could have gone, man, but
Man,
by the time I found out, I'm not going to get a hotel room.
right.
You just,
Or
you
if I
just got
did-
dressed up and stayed at home, didn't you?
I did get dressed up.
Yeah. I showed him.
Picture.
The Borat
Damn
again.
it, I'm going to have fun.
Yeah. We
I'm
had
going to
fun.
wear
We
my
were here.
ascot.
Yeah.
You
We
know,
saw-
that, you're right on the cigar, though. I think on smoking, it's got the earthiness and a lot of baking spices, but on the retro, you still get a little bit of a kick of spice in there, too. Definitely a
It's
lot
good
more
stuff.
earthy than I remember last time I smoked it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, we had a good day. We had a good day yesterday. Shout out to the Fever. Won their first preseason game yesterday
Yep, without Caitlin Clark.
without Caitlin Clark. Had a leg boo-boo.
Precautionary.
Yeah.
You know,
just
there's
to
no
be
reason to play her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in Iowa today, Carver Stadium, doing
When's opening day?
17th.
17th, okay.
Yeah, March. Nope, we're in May now. May 17th.
May 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
All right.
today they're in
March.
Iowa playing Brazilian national team.
Okay.
And they play at 4. And then at 6, the Pacers play their second round game against the Cavs.
Let's go. Beat the
So-
Cavs.
It's going to be rough.
Who
'cause
is
it's-
their
go
new
Cavs.
draft pick from this past draft? That
Who? Pacers?
no, the Fever.
No fever.
Oh, Fever.
blonde hair. I think.
Yeah.
I
So,
can't remember.
well, Sophie Cunningham was a trade from Phoenix.
Maybe that's who I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was the leading scorer yesterday with 21 points. Phenomenal. She was so
She
fun to
looked like
watch.
she had a good game.
Yeah, she was great. Got fired up.
Is she the one
Got a little
that
chippy.
when she first got traded here, her and Caitlin were so excited because they were really good friends? And
I think
because
so.
I've seen some
Yeah.
social media, those two just cutting it up, having a
Yeah,
blast. So,
yeah.
Okay.
They knew each other. I mean, they all seem to know each other in some sort of way. So
Yeah.
it was cool.
Right at the
Well,
bottom
it
of the
does
screen.
sound like you. You know, Caitlin being the sophomore in the group now, she's already taken over ownership and leadership of that team. And you
Oh,
know
she
what?
was fired up on the bench yesterday. It was crazy.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
she was
They need
hyped
that.
up. So, yeah, she was like associate coaching. You know, Stephanie White, new head coach this year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I've worked with her previous. She's done play-by-play announcing for University of Louisville for ACC Network for a while. So I've known of her and spoken to her in the past, but she has no idea who I am.
Of
So,
course not.
Yeah,
right?
of course not.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
You're the man behind the camera.
I'm just a voice.
Yes.
You think
But-
they're going to have a problem with the Brazilian team?
I have no idea. I
They
don't
are
know.
known for shaving points.
Oh, ba-dum-bum.
Shoot.
The only thing I have a question of is how many is a Brazilian
A lot.
Yeah.
Depends on which politician you ask.
or which blonde?
Yeah.
So that's our sports for the day.
Yeah. So
Well, we
Pacers
will
play.
go-
Well, Pacers play tonight at 6. Go
Yeah,
Pacers.
Pacers
Yes.
at 6. Let's go
And,
Pacers.
Oh, we
and I will
can't stop
say-
sports without talking about the Avs game.
No, that was.
Oh,
I'll tell
yeah.
you, Miko Rantanen.
Man.
That dude is a stud, and you know that Dallas getting them or
Benedict
getting him.
Renatan, you mean?
What's that?
Benedict Rantanen?
Oh my God! Well, it wasn't his fault. It
I
wasn't
know,
his fault.
I know, but
They
I heard that last night. I was dying laughing when somebody called him Benedict.
There's hardly any Avs fan out there that are pissed off about the loss. I mean, we all still love Miko Rantanen. I'm gonna be rooting for Dallas now just because of him.
I almost wish he would have just missed the last one just because.
Just because.
2.7 seconds left, open goal, and he just skates it down and taps it in.
Yeah.
I would have skated all the way there and just been like, just kidding. We're already winning 3-2.
First guy to ever get a hat trick in
in
the
a
third
game
period.
7.
Game 7. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was
but-
nuts.
But it was a good series, very good series. I do feel like whoever won that series is going to win the cup, so we'll find out. But
Cool.
a lot of good teams left.
Now, if they're going to beat us, I hope they go all the way.
I do too. Yeah,
I
yeah.
always hate when you get beat by a team and then they lose the next round. You're just like,
Well, and today you got Winnipeg and St. Louis, which should be a hell of a game too. If St. Louis wins that one, I know Scotty D is going to be rooting for St. Louis because he's a fan. So we'll see. We'll see. So round 2 is getting ready to start.
and not only that is he got the assist on Johnston's goal. Mm-hmm. So he
He had 4 points in the game.
He had a stick on every single play.
Yeah. It
That was a
hurt.
good game.
It hurt, but it was good.
It was a good game, though.
Yep.
Hate to see him lose, but
Eh, it's going to happen
sometimes
at some point.
you have to be the one that loses.
Sometimes.
So, you know,
I'm starting to
whatever.
get a nice coffee note.
As he's like, let's get off of freaking
Yeah.
hockey.
Let's talk about the cigar here. This is what this is.
He's only told us like a dozen times over the last week, I'm so ready for hockey to be over.
Yeah, it's been a fun season.
Whatever. That's all right. It's over in June. You got plenty of time.
How many weeks till football? No, I'm serious. I
enough.
like that. I'm getting a little coffee note on the retro hail, which is kind of nice. It's cool. It's subtle, but it's there, man. I like it.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do have a couple other bottles to try today. We're going to be getting to those shortly. The Old Bardstown, it's the Willet distillate that they use for that one. It's a Kentucky only release. Reason I brought it on here is, I mean, it's a very unassuming bottle. It kind of reminds you of like Jim Beam White Label when you look at it. But Josh down at the Louisville Cigar Company, he uses that one a lot, and he gave me a blind pour of it, and I was very, very surprised how good it was on something I thought I'd had before, but maybe not. So we're going to do that one. We got the Buzzard's Roost Cigar Rye.
Woohoo.
Put that one on here because we've talked about it a little bit over the last couple of weeks, but we haven't tried it on the show, so we're going to do that. And then, Will, you brought in something too.
Yeah, I brought in a Whiskey Gypsy blend. This was actually a blend that Fred Minnick did with Ari. And Aaron
Teams
Church.
today.
Yeah. No, Ari Sussman.
Dang it.
You practiced
got
that
it
twice
right.
too before you
Raheem
said
said
it.
You got it right for the wrong
Which-
guy.
Sussman.
You can go back. We've had Ari on the podcast back
Yeah.
last July.
Check out episode and we'll tell you all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, Ari's a great blender. And the cool thing about Whiskey Gypsy is they're taking, and we'll talk about it when we taste it.
Yeah.
They're bringing
Oh,
some cool
man.
things from all over the world.
Crazy blending those guys.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if Scotty can hear us. Scotty D, are you with us? I'm assuming he can't hear us.
Hey, there you are. You there?
I'm not saying anything until I
Nope.
can hear you. Is what he texted.
Well, I'm up, so
All right.
efforting.
All right, we're trying.
Moving on.
Buffering.
He's cruising on the road or what?
Yeah, he's heading to the middle of Missouri, Ozarks, Lake of the Ozarks. You guys some work to do out there, and he'll be back Wednesday night.
Can you hear the train?
Which, by the way, Harris Hoosier Park is open on Wednesdays now.
Yep.
So, if you guys ever want to go on a Wednesday, I may be trying to get out there on some Wednesdays. Tuesdays don't start until June. So, we got a little bit of time for that. But Wednesdays, we might be getting out there every so often.
What is this safe driving bullshit?
Oh,
fuck
is his
Zoom.
phone not letting him go?
Won't let him manipulate his phone while it's in
What's
motion.
on me?
Oh,
It tried to put me in safe driving mode. Fuck you.
you're not a safe
Oh,
driver.
let's see. You know what? He's the one that wanted me to do Zoom. Just pick up your stupid phone.
So anybody out there that's watching on video right now, if you look behind Mike and Will here, you got the new sign that Lisa made. If you guys ever been in here with Wes and Shanna, well, it's not Clark yet, but it's going to be Clark. They're getting married this September, so she had the bachelor party or bachelorette party. So Lisa made that for the podcast, or not the podcast, but the lounge here. So did a good job on it. And she said make sure we let her know that everything was freehand, which it wasn't, but she says it is. We'll take that.
Those are rules to live by.
They are rules.
Those are life rules.
Yes.
Life rules.
Life rules.
That's my motto. That's my motto.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, fuck Zoom. This is stupid.
Scott, we're gonna call you.
Can't hear
that
you
might be
anyways.
easiest.
Not Johnson. Fuck that guy.
Here we go.
Hello.
Zoom's stupid. No, I don't want to hold the meeting.
Hello.
Let me guess. You don't have service either.
There he is. He's laughing.
I'm here.
Hey.
Hey, sir.
Welcome to the shit show.
Yeah, no kidding.
Zoom sucks, dude.
Yep.
We have a call. We have a caller on the line.
We have caller on the line.
caller.
Long time talker, first time caller.
Yeah, Scotty D smoked here. We just went through Effingham. Which
Oh, Effingham.
was fantastic, yes. We saw the gigantic cross at the crossroads.
Oh yeah.
Did you stop
So
at
you
the
always know
A1
you're in
Liquors?
Effingham.
Did you get you some effing vodka?
Effing vodka?
No, I did not stop. Well, we did stop at like 3 liquor stores looking for the Bourbon-Ola. Couldn't find it anywhere. So apparently it's so new. Total Wine has it, but not going to hit a Total Wine until St. Louis.
Oh, well, if you would have showed up to work today, you would have got one.
Oh, easy with that shit.
You're very close to the largest ball of yarn in the state of Illinois. You
I
could
love that
maybe
place.
stop by there and take a picture.
You've been there, haven't you, Scott?
Yeah, that guy has got like where that all yarn is. There's like the biggest rocking chair and a whole bunch of stuff. In that place.
Walk in with knitting needles and see if they panic.
Or a cat, a large cat.
Good call.
So me and Jen,
See Mike Tyson show up with his tiger and watch him freak
Yeah.
out.
when we passed through Effingham, me and Jen stopped by and we went to all of. It was actually tomorrow last year. We were taking Peanut out to Kansas, and we stopped in Effingham on the way back.
There you go.
And we did the largest rocking chair thing, did the largest bridge teeter-totter thing or whatever, and did all the touristy shit.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool.
By the way, just so you guys know, Lisa went back and looked and found the first podcast that Isaiah and I ever did. Day after tomorrow is our 3-year
Wrong.
anniversary.
Wow.
Wrong.
Today.
No, it was March 6th.
No, it wasn't. It published on YouTube March 4th, 2022.
Lisa had it down as March 6th,
Yep.
so today is the day.
So,
3-year anniversary.
3-year
baby.
anniversary.
Nice.
Nice.
I can't play birthday sounds because I'm on
Oh,
the
look
phone.
at that. Look at that. He's even got stuff. Look at this.
Oh, what do we got?
Yeah, it's a birthday party.
That's awesome.
There's some shit in there for you, Rob.
Oh, for me?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, you started this mess.
It's Tylenol and BC's
I probably need it all.
and joint relaxer.
All right.
It's tattoo anal cream.
Anal cream.
Tattoo.
I need that for tomorrow.
So that's a personal pinata in case you get mad later.
Okay. Let's see what else
Hang
we
that
got
up.
here.
That's just because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, because it has to be upside down. Yeah.
Hey.
See if we can get that up.
That I got noisemakers for everybody else.
And here you go. Noisemakers for you guys.
Let's get into it. What the hell is that?
Well, since it's birthday stuff,
Whoa, what is
Mike's
this?
birthday was last Wednesday.
Well, it says Claro on it. It's very heavy, and everything else says Claro. So I'm assuming that this is the Claro humidor.
We
It
just
is.
rebranded it for you.
It's just a Claro box.
Oh, I'm good. I'm not gonna open it right here. This
Oh,
is.
okay.
You should open it.
Oh fuck. Did you open it and stuff it full of socks?
It's just a box of rocks.
Stuffed it with socks and taped it back up.
It's not what you think it is.
It's a box of freeze-dried beef liver.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Yeah, it's been in there for like 3 weeks, so hopefully it's okay.
Inner trunk.
In the back room.
You didn't poke any holes for the rabbits.
Oh, dang it.
Yes, this is the first knife I've ever held too, by the way.
So this is
You're
Mikey's
gonna-
birthday.
Look out, Will.
He's gonna
Whole
chop a finger off.
Yes, he is.
Cut away from the body.
So the whole crew got pitched in and got this for him. Hey, Will, you want to show him how to use a knife?
It's like, this is scary.
He's gonna have like, yeah, exactly.
I
Everybody's gonna
am.
cut off.
No, ears are gonna be gone. Fingers are gonna be gone.
Oh, I'm losing a finger for sure. All right, there's
That's right,
one
there's
side.
an extra one in the box for you.
It's still gonna be a pain in the butt to take everything out of the box, bud. There's a lot of foam and stuff in there. I know this is real exciting for everyone on the podcast
Oh, yeah.
side of it.
This is
This is riveting
an
content.
unboxing.
Yes. The unboxing of the box.
All right, we're not taking this box home. I don't need more boxes at my house. This is going in your dumpster.
Yeah, we'll do that.
That's
Hey,
your,
isn't unboxing?
That's
isn't
your
that
new-
how you make the big bucks on YouTube? Isn't that what everybody does?
Yes,
Oh, that's
exactly.
true.
You're 100% right, Scott. It's,
that's your
We
new
got box
lumbar
to throw
support.
away.
Why is it so heavy?
We probably should have done that before we even started, yeah. Well, no, he's got to do it. Make him work for it.
Yeah.
I strongly recommend following the directions that Claro gives you, and
Very
just
much
don't
so.
put a Bovida in there. It won't work.
Yeah.
You
I
gotta
mean, you
follow
might be
those
able
directions.
to later, but I would say definitely
now.
start with what it
Yeah.
is, the way it says.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, turn that bad boy around. It's got Aladino on it.
Look
that.
at there, the Aladino Claro.
Yeah,
It's latched on the sides.
yeah. It's like a Foot Locker.
It's hot on the bottom.
There you go. Don't take all the foam and
Yay.
stuff out though, because it does help.
Very nice.
And then the other two boxes are just your
juice.
your kit.
Extra.
No, the juice is in
The
there.
juice
Those
is
are your
in it. These are the
accessories.
accessories.
So lighter cutter
I
and
forgot those were in there.
two
Oh yeah.
finger, yeah.
Happy birthday, bro.
And by the way,
Appreciate you guys.
Thank your lovely wife
Thank
for
you, wife.
putting this on because she's the one that drugged this out.
Who's this pupper?
Got it all ready for us.
Look at there.
Oh my goodness!
We get a pupper on the show too. Oh yeah. All right. Well,
Where we're gonna put that now?
I guess I'm just gonna hold it. This is my new travel humidor.
There you go. There you go.
We'll get you a shoulder strap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom box.
Nice.
This is what I
So-
gotta do now.
So happy birthday, buddy. There you
Yeah.
go.
This
These
is
some
it.
speakers on the backside of it.
Listen to that bad boy. It's real solid.
It's
Yeah,
like the
perfect.
the new sit-on beatbox drum.
Yeah.
You just store cigars in it too.
I'm sure you could probably hand that.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thanks,
guys,
brother.
I'm going to let you go, but I wanted to ask you one quick question before I do.
Hit it.
We were smoking a bunch of cigars with that Bourbanola last week, and
Yeah.
they were all great with it. How's that Longalar going?
Really good.
Really
Killer.
good. It's almost bringing out like Will said, almost like a coffee note.
Yeah, it's
Very
coffee
nice.
and a little bit of nuttiness in there too.
Yeah, it's good. It works. It definitely works.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Can't wait to get back and hang out with you guys more, but got to go do a work golf trip.
Yeah.
And hang out with me.
And
Hi,
hang out with
Janelle.
Hi, Janelle.
Janelle.
Hi, happy birthday!
Hey,
Bum
thanks.
bum.
Lady?
Good times never
How'd you know it was
feel
me?
So good. Well,
Well, you guys have a safe
We
trip.
miss you
and-
both.
Yeah, you
we'll
guys
see
have fun
guys
touching
safe.
him and
Be
touching
safe,
you.
guys. Be safe. Have fun.
you. Yep. All right. I'll see you guys.
this is me
right.
reaching out.
Bye.
Scotty D, everyone.
Scotty D. and
We had
Janelle.
to get a check in from him at least. See what he's doing.
He wanted to be here, but I mean, honestly, this work trip's gonna be fun. He's gonna be out on the golf course, so he's gonna have a good time.
Heck yeah.
And Lake of the Ozarks is absolutely beautiful.
All of
out there.
Scott's work trips involve some sort of recreational activity.
the
a
Republic.
lot of drinking and a lot of good eating. Like
Yeah.
I want Scott's job.
Yeah.
I don't think Scott wants Scott's job, so.
Well, when Scott decides he doesn't want his job anymore, I would
I think the
happily
only problem
jump
is
in.
the travel.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thanks for the birthday gift. I love all of you.
Well, happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah.
It's been a good birthday. It was a busy day. On Wednesday, we had Fever Media Day. So we were.
Which, by the way, the videos and stuff coming out, that was awesome.
Crazy, man.
Yep.
That was
Yeah.
great.
Shout out Evan Cox. He was our editor on that one. He killed it. Kind of worked around the clock until that video was done because we had our first preseason game yesterday, which we needed it for. And that video is also going to Iowa today. So shout out to the crew that's, putting in work, getting this stuff done for
Good
everyone.
deal.
Yeah.
So I was focused on the broadcast side, and they were doing hype videos. So
Pacers, they start, you said, tomorrow?
tonight at 6.
tonight at
6,
Yeah,
they're
tonight
just
at
away.
6.
So
ESPN, I believe.
So it's just like
Yeah, that's what
it's
it was.
like typical 7 game. It's 2-2, 1-1-1. Gotcha.
Yep.
I like the retro in this. That black pepper note is like dead on black pepper. It's not too harsh. I mean, it's potent.
The more
But-
you get into it too, the stronger that pepper hits.
But on the
It's
retro,
like a peppercorn pepper.
yeah. But on the retro, it's like distinct. That's exactly.
It
what
is mild,
There's
yeah.
no question.
No question.
Like it is a mild cigar.
Yeah.
It is. The
it's not
retro will light you up a little
hefty.
bit, but not the
Yeah.
smoke. Yeah.
It's good though. I think it goes like by the fourth one of these that I had last Saturday, I didn't know what I was smoking, and I smoked a lot of cigars
Yep.
last Saturday.
Yeah, it's good.
But everything, it just goes down so good, and it just goes with everything.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't one thing.
Which will really make sense too. I
Yeah.
mean, you're talking about bourbon and cola both of those go really well with cigars by themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
So that's good.
just ask Dr. J. All he drinks is Dr.
Dr.
Pepper. So this one might not be for you then because it's cola.
No, because it's bourbon.
That's true.
It doesn't say Chattanooga on it.
This isn't a Chattanooga cocktail.
And it's not in his house.
Apparently, he was here when I wasn't, so
Uh-oh.
now we know the
Man.
formula. I just got to hide in the back until he shows up.
There
and
you
he'll
go.
be like,
Pull your truck around back.
Yeah.
What's up, Jay?
I love it. It's prohibition style.
Yeah. So this was their recipe
Good.
that they used in 1922. Like they used to do this back then, and they just recreated the recipe, which is
Interesting.
It's
awesome.
probably medicinal.
yeah.
I drink this as a kid.
I mean, Coca-Cola was used for. Well, Coca-Cola had
Cocaine. in it.
Yeah, Coca-Cola was definitely municipal,
Definitely
medicinal
different
back
in the
then.
day.
You mean
Where do you
besides
think the
cocaine?
frame cocaina came from? Because it was Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
I have no idea if that's true.
No, that's not.
Sounded
The
It was
views
the
and opinions
opposite
you
way.
hear on the Final Third podcast do not reflect those of the Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge. Now it's legal
Now it's legal.
or factual.
or factual. Whatever.
Yeah.
I got most of the words.
You wrote it down. You read it. You believe everything you read.
It's on the internet.
Yeah.
If you want to know, Google it.
Yeah. But it's good. It was way easier to succeed at cornhole with 4 of these than you.
I bet.
Yeah.
Or you didn't care.
I mean, I
Little
just
bit
didn't
of
care.
both.
I almost
Yeah,
hit a
whatever.
bird, so
We went down and played just for basically shits and giggles because somebody else wanted to play. Nobody else was volunteering, so we were just like, "Fuck yeah, we'll do it. Why not?"
Who dare
And the
challenges
next
me?
thing you know,
You win it.
we won 4
Yeah.
different series in a row. Or no,
So what was the prize?
3. Clout.
more
Oh,
drinks.
That's
Yeah.
it. Okay. Gotcha.
More drinks.
We got to stop playing and go back to drinking and smoking.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. What else? What have you been up to, Will?
Well,
Hey,
Since last
Daryl,
week.
these are all open here if you want to sit down here.
this week, it's just kind of been recovering from being in Texas.
So you're
that
welcome to sit in
entire-
these chairs if you want to.
entire
They're,
week
they're
for the
okay.
Bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter
No, you're not
Recovering.
going to bother us at all. No.
Just trying to get back to
It's all
normal
good.
reality.
Yeah. Get back to work. Get back in the swing.
Was fun not blinding flights all week. Kind of took a break from that.
So are you done, or are you just taking a pause on grading
I think. Well, oh, you mean with the?
with your Ascot
Oh,
samples?
those. Yeah, I got those all finished Monday.
Turned
They
in
had
your
to be turned
report
in
and
Monday. Yep.
finished your
had to be
homework?
in by Monday. Had a couple that I wanted to wait and just kind of revisit. I wasn't too sure on. To
Come back with a
basically
clean slate.
the SKUs, right? The high scores and the low scores. I want to go back to those and make sure, was I being
Too
fair on
generous
the-
or too,
Was I being fair
yeah.
on the low scores, and was I being too generous on the high scores?
That's
and make
fair,
sure I was
yeah.
right? I made some little adjustments, but they really didn't change that much.
Nice.
So, Yeah, I still have. Maybe that's something we can do. Is I can bring in my high score and my low score, and you guys can try
See
it.
which
and
one's
see
Oh
which
yeah,
one you think.
let's do it.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I've still
Yeah, and
got
the
the same.
next time we're all here.
Yeah.
I don't even know what next weekend is. I don't even know what this weekend is.
Yeah, so I think now
Yeah,
all the
free.
scores will be compiled, and then they'll go to the final judges to like name bourbon of the year, and that's the one that'll be televised, things like that.
Nice.
I won't be in part of that, but
Hey, we can zoom you in, man.
Yeah.
but yeah, it was it was a really fun experience. Learned a lot. I'm glad
That's
I got
cool.
to do it.
Yeah.
Hope I get to do it again next year.
Yeah, hopefully it's a reoccurring thing.
I
and
hope
then,
so. Yeah.
You know, you get to taste different things every year.
So how many Ascot judges are there?
I don't know off the top of my head. I think there's maybe around 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a very small group of
Yeah.
people, but enough to at least get a good opinion across the board.
It's all a secret, though. They don't know each other. They never met.
No.
They just
First
assume
rule
that
is you
they
don't
all
talk about it,
exist.
you know.
Yeah, it's the first rule of Ascot Awards.
Nice.
Yeah, there'll be a panel of, I want to say, maybe 10 that kind of do the final judging of the top finishers in each category.
Okay.
And they maybe they take the top 3 or 4 of each category. That panel will then blind them, and they'll score a winner.
So did you know what these samples were, or was it 100% like double blind?
It was double blind in the sense the only thing that I knew was the category.
But
And
you
if it
didn't know
was
the brands.
I did not know the brands.
Okay.
And I knew the proof, but I did not know the age. So I knew the proof, and if it was in a finished category, I knew what the finishing barrel was. Was it a rum barrel finish, Amberana finish, double oak finish? Right.
And are these 24s, or is it like what is the time frame on these? So like, are these all 24 releases, or is this just?
These are all 24 releases.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do they have to submit them, or is this something that he goes and?
No, they
Requires.
You have to register those.
Okay.
You can register in any category. You can register any number you want. Obviously, there's a fee to do that.
Got to pay to
and
play.
I registered 3 tequilas through Indiana Small Batch for Desnudas.
Was
So
it
I put
Becky's?
The Desnudas in.
Was it Becky's?
Yeah, what?
That was a rum.
The rum.
Yeah.
One rum, yeah.
Becky's rum.
No. That would have been the all-time lowest. Well, if you put mine in, it would be the all-time lowest scoring rum ever in the history of the Ascot.
I was just curious because I would have to think that maybe some of the Michter's barrel strength rye from 24's got to be in top 25.
So, yeah, it should be. I mean, so there was one that I thought I knew what it was, and it's local, and I'm not going to say who it is, but I just judged it fairly, and I could be wrong, but I've got that sample, so I'll know when it hits what it was, hopefully.
Cool.
You know, I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something about the tasting, but yeah, you know, again, fun experience. You know, hope I get to do it again. Oh, I had a tasting with Club Marzipan this week, and Fred actually started pulling up my scores in front of everybody and critiquing.
Oh,
and
nice.
he's like, oh. I was like, oh, shit, man. He's going to rip me. And he's like, you know what, Will? He's like,
Spot on.
He's like, you're a bourbon guy, dude. Like, I knew you were gonna score. He's like, this is why I got you in here. And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. Have you seen my certificate? No.
I didn't even, I privately messaged him that I had gotten that, and I thanked him because I attribute a lot of the things I've learned about tasting from him, and I just want him to know that, you know, I really appreciate everything I've learned from
That's
him.
awesome.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, and for any of you out there that have not done a blind before, it's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't know what you think you know.
Yeah.
Double blind.
Yeah, double blind.
Yeah.
So what we mean by double blind is you don't know, like when you blind something, you can pick them out yourself. You kind of know what's there, but you're still
Well,
not
even if
knowing
you
what
do
you're
it like the
tasting.
blind flights here, they'll give you a card that says
You know what's
these
on
are
it.
what
Four.
are these are the 4 that are here,
Yeah.
but you don't know which one's which.
But double blind, you have
But
no clue.
Double
what you're
blind, you don't even get that info. You just
Yeah,
here's
have
4.
your spouse or somebody else pour it and then give it to you and then see if you can
You know
figure
who's
out what it
getting
is.
really good at doing double blinds, who practices a lot. Shout out to Logan.
Logan
Bearded
Logan
Bourbon.
Everett.
Oh, yeah.
Logan's
Yeah.
the double blind king.
Yeah,
man.
double blind king.
He's gonna get really good at picking out some things. At least pulling notes and you know.
Yeah, he's killing social media right now. He's up to like 8,000 followers. Like
for
I think
him.
when he was on with us at the beginning of last year, it was like 1,700 or something. He's almost at 8 or 9 now.
Yeah.
like it's ridiculous. I'm gonna look because I don't remember, but I remember he posted. He was like, "Hey, I got 5,500," and then the next day it was like 8.
He tagged
Good for
me.
him.
He tagged me in a reel he put out about hitting Eagle Rare when it hits the shelf. He's like,
Yeah.
no
I
matter
saw that,
what,
yeah.
you're gonna buy it. He's like, admit it, you would do it too. And I said, yeah, but I'm never admitting that except to this post to you.
Yeah.
Now I just admitted it, but I'm like, you know what? It's kind of hard to pass up on if you find it at SRP.
Yeah.
Right. I love Eagle Rare. We had an Eagle
fine.
Rare.
7,200 is what he's at. It's crazy.
Nice.
for
Yeah,
him.
we had an Eagle Rare single barrel pick from Crown, and we crushed that bottle at the Derby party I was at last night. And man, it was so good. And you know, it's 90 proof, not super strong, but easy drinking. Man.
Yeah.
You can just sit there and sip on that 90 proof Eagle Rare. So much goodness in it. And you still get the
It's just-
oak in it from the
Yeah.
age, and it's good.
It's
a
just
great
one of
bourbon.
those that it's a 10-year product. I just want it to be better for 10 year, but it's a reasonable MSRP.
Yeah, I think
So like
that,
you see
again-
that for like $75, $80, no chance.
No.
Like that's a $45 bottle.
Oh, when you
Max.
drink it, when you drink the BTAC and you drink the 12 year and you drink it at 101 proof or a little bit higher, it's considerably better.
Yeah.
Considerably better.
So
Yep.
Turkey posted that, or they sent out their email to their email group. What is this? The 101 8-year is coming out. What is different about this? That's different than like the regular 8-year.
So 101, right? They took the age statement off of Wild Turkey 101 back in the 90s sometime. So it used to
And
be
now
8
it's-
year, and now
Now it's marked.
So my guess is there were still 8 year in it, but they were probably mixing some 4 and some 6 in, blending it,
Turning
you
it
know?
to small
that
batch.
Now
drop
it's
the
minimum
distinct-
age statement of 8 years, and the reason is honestly, guys, like they got to sell bourbon.
They
They
got-
got
they
a
got
lot
a
to
lot
sell,
of bourbon to sell, yeah.
They're gonna
and
fall behind.
and you know, and they can charge more, right? Going to go up in price for an 8 year versus a standard. So my question is, and I don't know this, Mike, do you know, like, are they going to have Wild Turkey 101 and then Wild Turkey 101 8 year?
That's
or
what
is
I
it-
was curious about.
Yeah.
Was
I don't
I don't know.
know.
I haven't really like saw or like looked into it that far because I haven't really been around Wild Turkey in the past year, other than the couple, Master's Keep bottles that I bought. I really don't follow Wild Turkey like that, so I really don't know. That's why I was curious. Like that was kind of where I was going. Was like, are they going to keep doing regular 101, or are they going to move to only the age stated one?
Well,
I
what
doubt he's listening, but if Eric Jansen, if you are listening,
Chime in.
Please chime in on the post.
Yeah, leave us a
Yeah,
leave
Eric,
us a
no,
comment.
Eric would know for sure. But I wish they would have done, if they need to sell whiskey, right, and they've got a surplus, why not? Why not go 12 year?
Yeah.
Keep
Right.
Wild Turkey 101 the way it is, and go Wild Turkey 12 year, which is a phenomenal pour.
Turkey 12 is awesome.
I bet you.
That's one of my
I bet
favorites.
you they will. They've got
Yeah.
so much product right now, and they can't ship over a lot of stuff overseas now.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a lot more available
Well,
here.
know,
I bet you they'll have it.
I think 12 is exclusive to Japan, like maybe Australia, but I know it's definitely predominantly Japan.
Be
So
curious if we get any of that now.
I'd love to see it here.
That'd be
So,
awesome.
Old Commonwealth posted a very cryptic image that I didn't take because
Because it sucked.
whatever reason.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that their next release is going to be Black Maple Hill, just because of the wax on the bottle.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You can see the top, and it's very heavily waxed, which leads me to believe that it would be something like Black Maple Hill.
I saw some
Okay.
Kentucky Nectar show
Or-
up on Sealbox, I think.
Yeah.
The Bourbon Connoisseurs bottle also had that really thick.
Yeah.
The Society of Bourbon Connoisseurs.
Yep.
That also had that same thick wax that the Black Maple Hill had. So
Okay.
we'll see. I'm sure it'll be $2.99 plus
So
MSRP.
other than
but
the debacle you had with that whole thing, which we won't go into, what are you excited about for Old Commonwealth coming out? Is there anything exciting coming out?
I'm
or-
excited to see a lot of these brands be resurrected.
Yeah.
I'm not super happy with the prices of these, but like
They are high.
their everyday bottle is going to be that Kentucky Nectar. It's going to be
Yeah.
that $99 bottle that's a finish, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's a good bottle. Like it's a great finish.
It's
they did a
hard to-
killer job with that.
Even though you're resurrecting something, it's hard to come out as your mainstay to be
Right.
$100.
Yeah.
That's hard because some
Well, and then
liquor
the
stores are gonna be
OC10 is
120,
290 or 199. So like,
Yeah, that's
but I
hard.
mean that's, I don't know, like it's hard to get 10 to 15 year in that $200 range because like there's other products out there that are 10 to 15 years now
Yeah.
that are either better, the same, or
Yeah.
you just 8-year. Go with
Yeah.
the 8 or a 10-year, and then
Yeah.
you get these 16-year products like Colonel Randolph's $2.99 for MSRP for that. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's a bottle that, and I mean flippers are gonna flip, right? Like these people are buying these Commonwealth bottles and flipping them on Baxis and all these other Sotheby's
on
for
secondary going crazy.
$25,000 to $5,000 for some of these bottles. The new release
But the
ones.
problem with that is, I think there was a perception that some of this juice in that Colonel Randolph was Stitzel-Weller, old Stitzel-Weller.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is or not. I'm
I don't
not
know if
gonna
it
say.
is.
But then I've heard Buff Turkey. I've heard
Yeah.
Buff Turkey, which if you don't know what Buff Turkey is basically the Wild Turkey mash bill that was distilled by Buffalo Trace, barreled and shipped back to Wild Turkey, where aged in Wild Turkey's warehouses. So it's
Yeah.
Wild Turkey's mash bill, but it was distilled at Buffalo Trace. And those are showing up now, 15, 16-year barrels. That
Okay, let me ask you
I can
this
see that
question.
being that one.
Let me ask you this question because the distilling process at that level is so minute and so scientific. How is it any different than what the regular stuff would be? Because, I mean, they're distilling it the same way, the same mash bill. They're putting it in barrels for them, probably their barrels, and then they're shipping them over and aging them.
the stills are going to be different.
Stills are different.
Stills are going to
Okay.
be different.
It's
Even though they're
pot or
column
column.
stills, they're still going to be clean spirit because it's all column.
Yeah.
But the number of plates could be different. The column diameter is different, maybe
Good call.
potentially for
Yeah.
both of those. So, but the real difference is maturation. You're just going to get a totally different maturation at Wild Turkey
Than you are in the Valley.
than you are in
Yeah.
Frankfurt. I mean, it is what it is.
So
Well, and
Cor-
also they're probably throwing it in a barrel before they take it to Wild Turkey, I imagine, right?
Yeah, they're going to barrel it there at Buffalo
so they
Trace.
barrel
Yeah,
it
then
however
ship it
long
back.
it sits there, and then it gets on a truck and sloshing all over that barrel, and then you put it in a rick house.
Right.
It probably does something different.
I
yeah.
can't imagine it staying there very long.
No, it's
Like
probably
they're probably
fill a
barreling
semi
it.
truck up and you're gone.
Yeah.
yeah.
It can't be sitting there too
Get
long.
that Wild Turkey shit out of here.
So the Wild
Give me my
Turkey,
money.
they are branding the Wild Turkey 101 and the 8-year as separate things
Okay.
because they
Which-
have both on here for sale with separate labels.
And
Okay.
the price point's significantly different, if I'm not mistaken. Like I think
What's
that,
the 8-year? It was like
I think it's 45.
Was it 45? I thought it was more like 59.
No, the 8 years
Let's see if I can find
45,
that
and I
email.
think the regular is like 26, 28.
Wild
sure.
turkey.
Somewhere in there, yeah. I think last time I saw it was like 28.
Nope, that just pulled up wild eggs.
Well, and by the way, this old Bardstown, I just poured some of this old Bardstown. You guys get into this. I think it's
Yeah.
great. That was 1999. And guess what? It has that really high-end screw top cap, which is great.
1999.
1999.
Let's see. I clicked the order now button.
And by the way, shout
put
out
my
to
Yeah,
Yeah,
Evergreen
it's
Liquors
going through
in
and asking
Louisville.
like my shipping address and all that other stuff.
We'll
So,
type it in. Let me know when you're done.
Old Bardstown is only a product you can get in Kentucky.
Yeah, yeah.
Do not distribute that.
And there's two of them. There's one that is just I can't remember who's distilling it, but the one that has
Willet.
that one has Willet, but there's another one that has no Willet label that's distilled somewhere else. Josh was the one telling me get the one with the Willet on there because it's actually the better one.
So we used my old Kentucky home yesterday for our
Nice.
mint juleps.
Yeah.
That was a good choice.
It's good
Yeah.
proof, 100
Well, that's
proof,
what
101.
when we
Yeah.
were at the smoke pit. That's what we used as our old fashioned. That was the base liquor, and it turned into a good old fashioned. I just felt like JTS Brown was a little bit better on the old fashioned for our recipe.
So this is a very fruity nose.
It is.
Something about a screw top that hits different.
This one hits me in a lot of the things I like. I know you guys like a little bit more spice than I do. This one hits all the bourbon notes that I like a lot. Now I'm basing that on the price too.
Fruity nose, fruity palate. Fruity pebbles.
Actually, I think it's a little bit spicier.
You think it's spicy?
Maybe it's coming off the bourbon cola, but
Could be.
I don't know.
Are you guys also blinking a lot?
Smart ass.
Can't see.
See,
My cataracts are acting up.
mine is bad.
Sorry, Rob. Sorry.
Touchy.
Hey, I am going in a week to get my consultation to get my surgery done. So
Get your eye removed.
hey, if they will, that's fine. I'm already blind in that eye.
This has a great nose. Man down, man down.
Jim's here.
Never broke.
Never broke. Good.
The final thirds never break.
No, they don't.
Need a rag.
I think when you etch final
Well, he
third
needs a
in
new
on the
pour then.
side, it created a reinforcement on these.
It did.
Yeah.
I've dropped mine at home, and they never break.
Now smell it. Smell it. There you go.
Corn,
Will taught me that
now
one.
go again.
Yeah.
Rye,
I learned,
now
that,
go
I
again.
learned that from you.
No, I learned that from
Clinton.
Freddie.
Yeah, but I learned it from you.
Well, shit. I need more. Pass that bottle over when you're done. Get you some
Yeah,
first.
this has a
Oh, you got it?
great nose.
Damn it.
Who put these chairs so far apart?
So Justin Strumpler taught me how to a different way to nose. He's like, literally put your nose at the bottom of the glass and the top. It's, on certain bourbons, you get a totally different.
I almost
nose,
just,
dude.
I
Oh, I
almost
know.
just
I
tipped
do
it.
that same thing too.
Yeah.
I went to go to the top and I almost just tipped it in my lap, so
Yeah, I
I got to
always
do
get-
that differently.
I
Sometimes
always get more
it
bright.
changes, man.
I get more bright notes when I go to the top.
Hello. How are you?
Well, I already tossed mine, so I don't have to do that again.
So you're good. Now you're on to the next.
See, I've got to watch going to the top because if you have beard oil or anything like that in your beard, it's
Oh,
gonna
yeah, it'll
change
ruin it.
everything. So if
I
you go
try
high-
not to lather my beard up before I do the podcast at least, because it's definitely gonna
So Mike comes in
skew
raw, not
things.
lubricated.
I come
I'm
in
the same
raw,
way.
not lubricated.
I don't do any of the oils before I
So
come in
that's a
here.
good question. Maybe that'll be our question of the week. If you're a bearded fellow and you use oils or balms, if you're going to a whiskey tasting or a whiskey pick,
So, buddy,
are you continually grooming your beard, or are you going natural? Because it's just like Jackie with her smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
She smokes cigarettes. That's how she pairs. She has to smoke a cigarette same day. Otherwise, it's going to be different.
I think there's two different mindsets on that one. If I'm going on doing a barrel pick, I'm going to do like I do every day. You know, smoking cigars, I'm going to have a beard oil, whatever.
What you normally
but
have.
If
Yeah.
I'm actually tasting something to like do a
To
review
pick it
of
apart,
it or
yeah.
something like that, then I'm going to keep the oil out.
That's fair.
Like today, I didn't put
It's a
any
good
oil
question.
in just because of that. Yeah.
So, I don't put oil in at all. Like I'm oil free.
Yeah.
Natural.
Damn the
All
oil.
natural.
I'm all natural.
Yeah, when I have mine cut shorter like yours, normally I wouldn't have to put anything in it. Just the beard wash that I had
Yeah.
had conditioners and stuff like that in it, and I never really needed it. But the second it started growing out longer,
Yeah.
it gets itchy and dry underneath, and you gotta.
Well, and
had to put the
I
beard
tend to
oil
do it
under.
even when it's short because what it does, it conditions the skin
Yeah.
and it makes it a
Yeah,
little bit
less
softer.
itchy.
And then as it grows out, it just becomes a little bit, your hair grows out a little bit straighter and a little bit better, easier to manage.
You don't moisturize your face.
No, I just wash my face.
I sometimes wash my beard with beer, and it works great.
Beer's good for hair.
Yeah.
That's what my mom
That's only
taught
when
me.
you miss your mouth, right?
Get some
Yeah.
yeast in there.
Becky never understands why I take a fizzy into the shower with me, but
Well, shower beer's the best.
yeah.
It's just a,
You know what? You know
just
what
a
she
face
did?
cleanser.
She literally bought me a
Beer
ho-
rack
a
thingy.
holder that sticks that suction cups to the
the
side of
shower.
the shower.
If
That
I-
is
Hold your beer.
100% Becky.
If I go
I give you
in,
that gift.
if I go in and have to redo my shower and I'm just going to tile it and free frame it, I'm going to put a mini fridge, one of the glass front like little display fridges. I'm going to mount one of those and just
love
put
it.
shower beer on it.
Just get a bar up there and hire a bartender to make drinks for you while you're in the shower.
Get a DJ. So I don't oil mine anymore. I add oil to my brush.
Yeah, that does
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
thing.
So I feel like it goes more evenly than if I used to just like drip it on my cheek and then rub it, and it
Well,
was
okay.
always uneven.
So for those of you who don't know, beard oil is not for your beard.
It's not for the
Right, it's
hair.
for your
It's
skin.
for your skin.
Yeah.
So you really want to get it down into the skin.
Yeah.
The beard balm is what actually will kind of straighten it out and keep it in shape for you.
Yeah.
if
Shout
you
out
get
Ducannon.
longer. So yeah.
Yeah.
Ducannon,
Ducannon's got
yeah.
good stuff, man. I like their scents. They
Yeah.
smell good. So
I like the two beard oils we have over there. I've been using since we've opened up, and one's tobacco note, one's bourbon note, and both of them are actually really good oils. And it's a local girl that makes it.
Nice.
But I use beard oil quite a bit because I feel like it does good for your skin.
I got my bourbon vanilla one.
getting bumpers. We're watching some IndyCar here. Where are they at? Alabama?
Alabama.
Getting some bumpins.
Hey,
cool.
it's not on TV today, not on our camera today,
Yeah,
so
no.
we don't have to have.
Yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
to change it after the fact.
Can't,
So
can't rub an open wheel. Not too much. Doesn't usually turn out too
Yeah.
good.
nope.
Yeah, those suspensions are only designed to hold the wheel in place, not to take any sideways impacts.
So I will say on the pairing with the whiskey, the spice on the nose gets even more intense, way more intense on the Retro Hail.
Yeah, that's a solid bourbon, man. Like it really is. Like
I mean, if I was in Kentucky, that would be one of my, that one, Benchmark Full Proof, JTS Brown, are all in that $20 range.
Yeah.
That are great bourbons. You don't have to spend a lot of money on.
What's the price of this bottle?
$19.99.
$20, yeah.
Man,
That's
And
what I
if
bought it
you're-
for at Evergreen. I know Evergreen's not always the cheapest of everybody, so that's not a bad
You know, and
price.
if you're going to Kentucky, if you're taking a trip on the Bourbon Trail and you end up in Bardstown and you go to Willet,
Yeah.
like this is a inexpensive bottle that you can buy and gift to a friend or family, and give them something true, this authentic Kentucky
Yeah.
that you're not going to be able to find. You're not going to be able to get it anywhere else.
Yes.
except in Kentucky.
Now, I will
So-
say, and I did stop by Willet. Willet had it, I think, for $28.99, which it's always going to be more expensive than
right?
the distillery.
Yeah, always is.
Liquor
Yeah.
stores are always going to be about $5-10 cheaper. So
That's pretty good.
it's.
I
I was
drink that.
shocked. I was shocked how good
Yeah.
it was.
I drink
Because
it.
I've seen that bottle before. When I was down there, and I'm like, I don't want that. I want to try
Yeah.
something else. And of course, I'm not a huge Willet fan,
Yeah.
so it's like I wasn't excited about it. But this is good.
That's good.
Yeah, that's
Purple top and the 12-year rye is pretty good, but
It depends on the purple top too, because not all purple tops are weeded, are they?
yeah.
yeah, that's a
Oh,
point.
they all are weeded. Okay, my bad. I thought they had different purple tops that had different. Okay, because
No, that's the,
because I do have the purple top Willet
Yeah.
up there, which is the weeded, and I think it's okay, but I'm not
Yeah,
a huge
it's-
weeder guy. So,
It's just better than the pot still.
well, yeah, that pie still's trash.
And a
And
little
that-
known fact, Willet pot still is only about 20% pot still, 30% pot still.
It's just called pot still because it's
just
in
a
the bottle.
Cool looking bottle.
Yeah,
I
it's a
will
pot
say
still
it's one of
bottle.
the best presentations on the
Yeah.
liquor store shelf.
Makes a great candle.
Yep, Alabama.
Or a bong.
Or a ball. May or may not have done that.
May have never
Nobody
done that.
knows.
No, I've never done that. No.
And that one's good for cocktails too, especially at that price point.
What's that?
That-
Oh, that one?
the
Oh, I
Old
think that'd
Bardstown.
be great
Yeah.
in an old fashioned, yeah.
So you said that Josh was using this one for
Yeah, the
old
bartender
fashions?
said that if you want a standard old fashioned, they do it with that. They could add anything else, but she recommends that because
Interesting.
it's, you know.
And that's
makes
one
it
thing
good for
too
good
is like
pairing.
it kind of kills me because you go to a lot of places and they'll do an old fashioned and they'll do a 80 proofer, and it's like it's just not strong enough. Especially
Yeah.
when you go to a place like that, they're usually using too much. Simple,
Yeah, I feel like you need
too
something that
sweet.
is going to
100
stand
proof.
up to your simple, right? Like
Yeah.
Exactly. I think
if you use
100
like
proof's where you
Basil Hayden, it's
start.
just going to taste like ice.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Then
Yep.
you're just going to have sugar ice.
I've
so-
always felt like 100 proof or more is
Sugar
what you
and
need
water.
for an old fashioned.
Minimum.
Yeah,
Minimum.
yeah. And if you ever go to a bar and you do like you want an old fashioned, but you don't like them as sweet as they come, you can always ask the bartender to do half simple. I
Yeah.
mean, we do that here for a lot. For most of you guys, we
Yeah.
do that here.
Yeah,
for.
we do.
And
All of us do.
Don't ever not ask the bartender to do something for you.
And if they
because
break out sugar packets, walk away.
please do, yes, or fruit cups.
Yeah.
Do you have simple syrup? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sweet and low.
I will say, I
gosh.
will say the sugar cube, if mulled properly, works really well.
Yeah.
You know,
I've never had one done right, probably because
But
they're
you
always
muddle
too
it with citrus,
granular.
though. It does, but
got to
if-
break down.
It's
yeah,
got to break it
you
down.
muddle
break
it
it
with
down.
your citrus.
Most
and
of them
then-
don't do that. They'll put it
I
with a
know.
cherry, and then it just becomes granular
Yeah.
at the bottom of your glass. And it's like, ugh.
Man, you know what? I bet that might be good with. I feel like some of the mint julep bar places at Churchill actually use a sugar cube with their mint, and they muddle that together.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then
Yeah.
then they'll do the bourbon,
Yeah.
which I think most of them either use Woodford or Old Forester because Woodford's their big
They're a big
sponsor.
sponsor,
Right.
yeah.
So
Right.
it's mostly Woodford, but Old Forester is the one that has the premix.
It's all the Brown Foremans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right. So excluding your old fashioned you make here, let's go around. What's been your favorite old fashioned? Like where have you gotten an old fashioned that resonated in your head? Was like, oh
I'll
man.
let you guys start on that side first. I have to think about it.
So
Well-
I've got in my head. So
all right, go ahead.
I had Game Changer Old Fashioned at Jim Beam, like at the distillery when they make that cocktail. And I think they're making it with Jim Beam Black. So it's got a little bit of proof. or either Jim Beam. Yeah, because Jim Beam Black's 7 year. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're making it with that, and the way they light that damn orange rind on fire and then rim it. And get the oils and twist it and get just the sprish of that oil going in. To me, I haven't had one better than that anywhere.
What's the one we
That's
talked
awesome.
to? I think it was either last week or the week before. What was the sprig that they light on fire? It's not sage.
Rosemary.
Rosemary, that
Rosemary,
one.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I was thinking of when you said light on fire. Yeah. I don't think I've ever had them like light up an orange though.
Yeah.
I've done it here a couple times.
Yeah, you can heat the
It just
orange.
kind of it just
Interesting.
pulls
Pulls the
out more
oil
oil
out,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then it gets more of like a toasted orange note.
So I'm
in
gonna
there.
say it's gonna be a toss-up for me. It's either gonna be Connors in Fort Wayne, but I think that might have just been that specific bartender knew her
I think you're
shit
right. That was a
because
great
they
old-fashioned.
use the what is it, Demora sugar,
whatever they call that.
and
yeah.
then black walnut bitters.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Other than that, the Old Forester old fashioned that we had at Louisville Cigar Lounge when we went there for Repeal Day was amazing. So those would be my toss up for alternates to yours.
I'm with him with the Louisville Cigar Company.
Yeah.
But I got mine instead of with the old Bardstown. I got mine with the Magnus Cigar Blend.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I did not do that.
I've never thought about that.
I did that and then had them heat the orange and put a Luxor in it. And
Now that gets
or
to be a little bit
Luxardo.
more expensive cocktail.
Yeah.
A lot more expensive cocktail, but I bet that would be really good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there a price point that we had to say?
No. I'm just in my brain. I'm thinking I never thought about doing that. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I
I've
was on
done-
vacation, so it didn't count.
Well, of course.
Mr. Seagrass Sazerac over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, now most of his cocktails were $18 to $25, but
Yeah, but that
That's
Magnus
what
had to be a
his-
little higher than that.
I'm sure
it
it
was-
was. I didn't look.
But
Did you check your credit card statement, Heine?
yeah,
That was not a fraudulent charge.
I was already worried about it when she spun it around for the tip. I was like, digga. Oh, damn.
damn.
All right. Well,
Well, shout out to their bartender too. I don't remember his name, but he is working out so good there.
yeah.
He was doing phenomenal that night. You know,
And then
going
good luck
through
to the girl bartender that
Yeah,
broke her arm the
broke her
next
arm.
day.
Gosh, yeah.
So
The
you know,
week of Derby.
the week
Not a
of
good week
Derby.
to break your arm.
No.
which they looked like they were having a great time yesterday. They
They
had
were.
an Aladino party yesterday. Trey
yeah.
Mack was down there, so that was
Yep.
cool. It's a bummer we couldn't be there, but
Yeah.
you know,
Did Husto go?
No.
no, it was
Oh,
just
yeah.
Trey Mack.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mine. I mean, I love that one we had up in Fort Wayne. That thing was awesome.
I mean, you make a great old fashioned here. Let's
I
be
mean, I
honest.
do
Well,
like
he
our
tried to
old-fashioned.
exclude his, so
Yeah,
we
we
all
all
love
had
his.
ours.
Just to
We're
be
sweet
fair,
ours.
like when you were at a restaurant. somewhere,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, I'm trying to think of the one recently I've had because I do like the one Josh makes. That one down there is great. You know, I had one at Heaven Hill when I was down there that they made, and it was fantastic. And I think they're just using Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond.
Yeah.
I think that was really good, but I honestly can't think of.
But I feel
my
like
favorite I've
I
had.
feel like along with you too, like you say in Heaven Hill, you said Jim Beam, like you're going to these distilleries and you're not thinking of getting a good cocktail. Like you want to
Yeah.
go for a pour, you want to try things that you can't normally
Exactly.
get.
Yeah.
But they're using different premium ingredients other than their
Right.
whiskey that elevate the flavor of the whiskey.
Yeah, they're not using well Jim Beam White to make
Right.
their old fashioned.
And it's not regular simple, it's not regular bitters. Like they're using other things like the black walnut bitters or the
Yeah.
Demar sugar. Like that stuff is
I'd
it
say in
changes
Indiana
everything.
right now, it might be that one in Fort Wayne you and I had.
Yeah, Connors, man.
That was delicious.
Yeah.
I've
We
been
gotta go
playing
back
around with
and
black
hopefully she still
walnuts.
works there.
Well, and Will brought in some of the Turkish tobacco bitters.
Oh, man.
And I
Talk
bought some of that.
We got to try it with that.
And I'm telling you, man, you do an old fashioned and you just do one small shake of the regular aromatic bitters and do a shake of black walnut and a shake of the Turkish tobacco.
Turkish tobacco. Yes.
So freaking good, man. It's so
Man.
good.
Yeah, you don't need a lot.
Man,
now,
I feel like
now let's
so-
talk about where's your worst old fashioned. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I can tell you that. Too.
Anywhere that puts
was-
a maraschino in it.
Yeah.
Well, I might say
Whiskey
that.
business.
I could probably say that, but I don't want to actually screw up one of our sponsors.
You're talking fruit salad.
Hey, you get a full
salad.
serving of fruit with that
Fruit
one.
salad.
When you're ordering an old fashioned, we are not asking for a fruit salad.
No.
Save that
And when,
for Hasi
and when
the
we
new
ask for a
margaritas.
double, we don't mean double the fruit. We just want double the bourbon.
Yes, we
Well,
want
that's
2 shots.
That's something too.
We want a
you know,
floater.
I know you guys have been to a lot of different restaurants and bars and had cocktails in different places. The thing that irritates me the most when you go to a lot of bars is depending on the bartender, you're going to get a different drink.
Yeah.
And I get that there's some artistic ability to it, but if you're going to a restaurant and I ordered an old fashioned in 1933, I don't give a crap who is doing it. It better taste the same to me every time.
You got to have some uniformity.
You got to
there.
have a
Your
recipe,
bar,
and
yeah.
a lot of bars don't do that.
No.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason why you shouldn't do that. Stick to the recipe we have. This is our
Right.
old fashioned.
Well,
it's
then
not
find
your
your
old
time.
fashioned. It's ours.
Yeah, find your bartender, find your time.
Yeah.
And I don't care where you bartend. If you bartend at Applebee's, if you bartend at Chili's, you need to know how to make an old fashioned, and you should know that. There's some
number one
basic
cocktail in
cocktails
America.
you need to know how to make and make them right.
Yep.
And God, you know what? When you do it right, especially if someone's there who's a bourbon drinker, they're going to come in with low expectations.
Right.
But when you wow them,
Yeah.
man, they're going to remember that, and they're going to say, you know what? I'm going to go back there and
They're
get
going to
it."
want it every time they
Yeah.
come in.
Yeah.
And the thing is, even with maraschino cherries, which I hate them, even with those, you can still make a good old fashioned.
Yeah.
You just have to balance the ingredients right.
I
And-
just don't want my old fashioned like a Bloody Mary. Yeah. I don't need to be picking shit out of it.
No,
Like,
no.
I'm there for the liquor.
Bloody Mary's a meal in a glass.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I'm not putting down the Bloody Marys. You know we love our Bloodies, but
Yeah.
I don't want to be digging out fruit and vegetables and shit out of my
Shout out to the Omni Hotel
Yeah.
for their amazing.
killer.
So is Scott back next week? Are you guys all here next week?
I will be up in the air because next week
Mother's Day, right?
it's Mother's Day.
Oh, it is.
So we could do our Mother's
Never
Day
mind.
episode.
Yeah.
But are you guys going to be open?
We're well, no, we're not open on Mother's
So we're not
Day.
open on Mother's
No,
Day.
we have to be open on Father's Day for some reason, but we
Right.
can't be open on Mother's Day.
Well, the mothers aren't
Figure
going to
that
come
one out.
smoke. So, well, let's take a
Well,
look.
if we're going to do Saturday, maybe.
Maybe we do Saturday then, because next week on the 9th we're back at home for Pacers. So we have 2 home games, the
Well,
9th
Will
and the
and
11th.
I are going to be
so-
over at Harrah's
Friday night.
Friday night?
on the 9th.
Okay.
Friday night.
Oh, that's right. That's your High Rollers event.
Yeah, so
So
that's
I
gonna
will
be a lot
not
of fun.
be. Yeah, I will not be around Friday or Sunday next week because
Yeah.
we have Pacers games.
Okay, so we may
so
have
maybe
to
we
do
do
Saturday
Saturday
next
so,
week, okay.
Scotty D, if you're home, be here Saturday. We'll do
Yeah,
it
yeah.
Saturday morning then.
Yeah, let's
we'll,
do that.
Yeah.
Because we're going to start doing Bloody Mary Sundays.
Okay.
Bloody Sunday? Wait, what is it?
Bloody Sunday.
Sunday, Bloody
Sunday,
Sunday.
Bloody
That's it.
Sunday.
That's it. Yeah.
So maybe we'll do it on Saturday, but maybe we'll do Bloodies
some
and we'll
Bloodies that day,
promote
yeah.
Bloody Sunday.
We can do that,
Sunday,
yep.
Bloody Sunday.
Yep.
So that's a good idea. We'll do that. I'll bring
Cool.
some skewers. I'll do the toppings. You got toppings here?
I'll
bring some
I've
skewers.
got
As soon as our
spicy
green beans comes in, we'll
beans.
pickle them.
Ooh, yeah.
You got
spicy
shrimp
green
cocktail?
beans on there is great.
Yeah.
You got,
We had shrimp
Yeah.
cocktail.
Yeah,
It
chicken.
disappeared last
I
night.
got some connie at
you
home,
have a
some
whole
roe.
chicken?
I mean, I've got some olives, which I don't really
Yeah.
care about the olives part of it. The spicy green beans in it is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that's killer. Yeah.
So good.
I'm still a fan of pickled okra.
I love
am
the pickled
too.
okra. So,
Oh,
Scotty.
I have some of that at home too.
Yeah.
I can bring
Yeah.
a jar in.
Jen, I can't remember. She just likes pickled shit, all of it. But the okra is special.
Yeah.
Gives a good.
I do have some of the
Okra.
cocktail onions too. I could probably throw one of those on there too. That'd be pretty
I
good.
love those. I'll eat them by the jar, man.
They're so good.
Yeah, I'll eat them by the jar. Maybe we'll do some chicken wings, some
Well,
bacon. We'll toss
there's
them all in there.
There's a certain type of martini that uses
Do some Gordon chicken wings.
They use the onion in it.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. And I thought, man, that sounds delicious. I love onions. I tried it. It was horrible. I'm not doing that.
We need to get one of those little mini like sugar waffle makers so we can do a waffle and a little chicken wing and some.
I think
Now
the
you're
only,
going too
Shrimp.
hard, buddy. I'm going to be the one making all these.
I'm
'cause
back in
all
Orange
the other
Beach,
people
brother.
that were refused to make
Yeah.
it. So it's going to be
put
me.
a whole chicken in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
back to the state fair
Just
when
get
it
a
came with a
rotisserie,
meal.
you know, like,
Rotis- oh my God, that thing was
$3 a
crazy.
grub.
It was like
Elephant ears.
$40.
Yeah.
Elephant ear.
Yeah. God, that was the most expensive bloody I've ever purchased. Was at the state fair last year. It was $45. But it had a cheeseburger, a chicken wing,
Had a slider,
saw it.
chicken
sli-
wing,
Like, oh my God, had so much. Like it
deep
was
fried
lunch.
mac and cheese.
Yeah.
See, what you do is you take your kids and then
Give 'em the
here's
stick.
your food,
Yeah.
and then we can drink the drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just goes down too quick.
Eat your dino nuggie while I drink my Bloody
Yeah.
Mary.
God.
That's a good time. Yeah, I like the cocktail conversation. I feel like we mention cocktails every once in a while, but I don't feel like we dissect the cocktail world enough.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people that come in here specifically go for cocktails certain days of the week, especially Friday, Saturday.
Yesterday was cocktails all day long.
I don't know if we necessarily want to promote it because then it's just going to make it busier for you. But you
Honestly, I don't mind.
I mean, cocktails are great, but there's a certain level of if you just want whiskey, come get a whiskey. If you want a cocktail, Rob and Lisa make killer cocktails. So there's a couple things that aren't on the menu that you can ask
always
for.
ask.
Yeah.
Like somebody
Chances are we have the
last
stuff.
night asked, "Do you have Campari?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't have Campari. Okay, what else do you have? And I gave you
Right.
something, and I think he ended up getting a 470.
470, yeah.
And it was
Scott
and
got a
he enjoyed it.
470 last night. What's this new one? Talk about this new one. I saw a sticker in the bathroom. It was the
the Madrina.
The Madrina, yeah.
So the Godfather, everyone know. Well, not everyone, but the Godfather is equal parts amaretto, which we use Luxardo Lazzaroni amaretto, which is absolutely delicious, and Scotch.
Okay.
The Madrina is just Godmother in Spanish, and it's tequila and amaretto,
Mother, father.
and it's actually really freaking good.
Interesting.
I mean,
What
it's
Scotch
a
do you
sweeter.
use?
Usually, I usually ask what they want, but if they don't know what they want, it's either Macallan 12,
12.
or it's the Dalmore 12, because you want it to be on the space side. You don't want it to be. You don't want any peat at all.
Man, I think I would go for the Macallan on that one.
Yeah,
I don't think I
Macallan
would
works
go with-
great in
yeah.
it. The Dalmore is fine too because it's smooth. The Dalmore cigar malt with it is actually delicious, but
think I've tried
it
that
becomes really pricey at that point when
Right.
you start doing that one. But no, Macallan 12 because it's already kind of fruity and soft. You throw the amaretto in there, it's a cocktail.
So talking about Scotch, how much of your master's test was worldly whiskeys? Because I remember you saying that you had to learn more about like the world whiskeys and other.
Level 2 was that. So
that's level 2,
Level
okay.
2 was all certified whiskey specialist. That was all of that.
Okay.
Master of Bourbon was strictly bourbon, rye, no Scotch.
Okay.
Master of Whiskey, which is level 4, is everything.
Everything.
There's also a parallel track in level 3. Instead of Master of Bourbon, there's Master of Scotch. So
Oh,
Master of
shit.
Scotch is everything Scotch, obviously. So you could go that route, or you could go level 4.
And this
So what
includes
level
like
are you,
Japanese
3?
and
3. Yeah.
3, okay.
Yeah.
Are you looking to go to 4?
I don't know yet.
I mean, I know Scotch is not your number one thing, but you're also a nerd and like to study.
I am.
So
it's something I'm thinking about. I'm not non-committal yet.
this was a lot of work. I know how
Yeah.
much work
I mean,
you put into this. So
I don't know enough about Scotch to be like, I love that one.
The cool thing I think about Scotch is you have the regions in Scotland, and they're all very apparent what the regions are when you taste them.
Right.
So I think region-wise it would be a little easier. Now distillery-wise, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, region-wise is easy. Distillery-wise is a different story.
Yeah.
And region-wise is where you'll get the peated that comes into that, right?
Yeah, like the space side is usually sweeter. You got the Highlands that have a little bit of peat, but you have a little bit of sweet. You get the Isla, and Isla's
That's the
just
heavy
gonna be
peat, right?
heavy
That's the
peat,
top.
Yeah.
The
And what's the
Highlands are
third?
usually
The
sweeter.
Lowlands is the other one, I think. And Lowlands can be a balance of either. Yeah.
And then
We need to
have-
do
and then
another
within
Scotch
space
one.
side, you have sub-regions within space side, which get even more complicated.
Jeez.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need
You
to learn
got
more shit.
Campbelltown, you got
And Scotland's tiny. It's tiny.
I have enough that I'm trying to retain in my mind. As soon as I learn about Scotch, I'm pushing out something else that I probably need to know about.
Yeah.
So,
It's only so much room.
Yeah. I'm running out of space.
I've already gave away phone numbers and song lyrics, so I'm making space.
Well, I gave away how to read a map, so
You canceled that math folder.
I canceled that map folder.
So Scotty D's in the chat. I haven't been seeing it pop up. He said easy with their scooter shit.
I got you, brother.
He says don't forget we're chugging Eagle Rare at the bottom of Carb Day. Is the
Yeah.
best.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Yeah,
from the bottle on Carb Day is the best.
Yeah, that's when we get our liter bottle of floaties.
And he said he just saw a bottle of Old Bardstown at the liquor store in Effingham.
Really?
It's not the Willet
Not
one,
the
though.
Willet one, though. Yeah.
The Willet one's
Well-
only available in Kentucky, but they do have the old Bardstown that doesn't have the Willet label on it.
Scotty, if you're still listening on the way home, stop by A1 Liquors in Effingham. That's where we got those Penelope toasted bottles for like $60. I bought so much Penelope that day because those are 89 plus here.
Yeah.
And now they're probably over 100 with their price increase, but you know, $60 is when we saw those store picks.
And that's
Like, that's
definitely
crazy.
worth it. If you see
yeah.
it, get it. at
Stop
that
by there,
price.
man. Get some Penelope. They
Yeah.
had some other stuff. I'm
Yep.
sure they had Eagle Rare there, but you know, they had a bunch of store
Well,
picks.
you're going
It
to start
seemed-
seeing Eagle Rare
Yeah.
He
everywhere
said
again.
He said it was. So I don't know if
It
that,
was what?
that's all he said. I
Say
don't know
if
if he
it's
meant
Willet,
it
they
was
did-
the Willet one. or-
Maybe they started that. They used not to do.
According to
it.
Willet, when I was down there, they said it's only in Kentucky. Period.
Well, Effingham is really like on the line of Kentucky and Illinois, right? Like,
no, it's straight across 70.
Yeah.
I
well,
really
it's-
thought it was
it's-
close.
No, it's
not
not
that close.
close.
Well, then that's the
Kentucky.
Indiana line, right?
So
It's halfway between St. Louis and Terre Haute.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the 101 8-year, I hate to double back, but it's total wine $42.99.
Damn, really?
Yeah,
Seems pricey there.
How much?
$42.99.
$42.99.
Is that a
For
liter?
the 8-year.
For the
that
8-year.
one that's stated. Okay. So they're going to keep the other one probably at $28, and they're going to have that one at $42. Honestly, then you're going to end up finding that at Meyer for $35 to $38. It'll be worth probably getting.
All right. Well, me and Rob moved on to the next cigar. These were from a sample pack, so
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
not going to promote these a whole lot, but we'll
Yeah.
tell you what we're smoking at
Yeah,
least.
it's
So.
the Le Pétisseur from Crowned Heads. I've had them in here before. I would bring them back if people want them. I think it's a great cigar, personally. I think it's a little bit more, it's definitely more full-bodied than what we just smoked.
Looks a little darker. What's the makeup of these?
I don't know, man.
I'll
I'm
look it
sorry.
up.
I didn't look it up, sorry.
I'll do it. Keep
All right,
talking.
you do it.
Keep talking amongst yourselves.
Dude, talking amongst yourselves.
Well, the one thing we can talk about while he's looking up the other cigar are the ones that you do have in now and the ones that are coming up.
Yeah, that's where we go.
So you've got the McAuliffe Purple's obviously in stock, the
Yep.
Toro and the Robusto. Just what you'd expect, the San Andreas Sumatra wrapper, broadleaf binder, and then a filler blend of Nicaraguan, Dominican, and Mexican.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Love it.
then
We also got in we still have blood medicines, which I'm shocked we still have those. I thought those boxes would have been gone. I still have about two boxes left of that. You got to try these things. I smoked one this morning again. This thing's
say
fantastic.
mine are already gone at home.
They're so good. So if you want to get some of those, get them before they're gone because that was a limited release as well.
All right, so we do have a correction on Old Bardstown. It is distributed outside of Kentucky, the Willet Bardstown. The most common states it can be found: New York, California, Texas, and
Illinois.
Illinois.
There you
Really?
go.
Oh, okay. So the big, massive.
So
pop-
Willet even told me wrong on that one.
Willet, you're
You
wrong.
lied.
There you go. So
All right,
this
all right.
this cigar here is actually listed as a medium-bodied Robusto. We are looking at. I just had it. Where'd it go? Limited edition, of course.
This one's not.
Oh no, that's right. These were just samples that you got.
These are just the Le Pétisseur, the regular release. Yeah.
Oh, what is it? Hold on, I'll get back to it. Oh, there it is.
What
We're,
line is this?
Nicaraguan
Crown
binder,
heads.
Nicaraguan and Costa Rican fillers, and broadleaf wrapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
It's definitely darker than the.
It's got
Launch
more
Structura.
body. It's got more
Yeah.
body for sure. I don't know about strength yet, but definitely body.
We'll find out. We'll see after we get a little further into the first
Well,
third.
and other cigars that are coming soon. The 85th from Aladino and the ones we smoked on last week's show, the Camp Aladinos.
The Gorbusto.
We're hoping those will be coming out sometime mid-May. We'll probably get them towards the end of
Gorbusto
May.
and Gusto.
Exactly.
So that 85th anniversary, if you haven't seen the box, it's amazing. It's got
beautiful.
his
It's so pretty.
61 Buick on the box and on the inside of the
I think he
lid.
just needs to start bringing that around.
Well, I mean, it'd be nice. But I do want to point out that his tried and true vehicle that he drives around on the farm is a 90s Geo Tracker.
Oh, yeah, he's got
Hell
two
yeah.
of them.
That's
Yeah.
white with almost like the Taco Bell retro
Yep.
purple and pink stripes on it. I saw a picture of that the other day. It cracked
So
me
when
up.
we were down there, he's got two of them. And whenever he's driving one, they work on the other one to get it, make sure it's running. And then when he breaks that one down, he gets the other one, and then they work on that one to get it running. So he's just back and forth. But he's a paraplegic, so he actually drives everything with his hands. So he literally has all the hand controls on these two cars, and he doesn't want anything else. He just wants the Geo trackers.
Nice.
It's the original Red Bull car was a Geo Tracker.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So the
Not to lump 'em
85th
in with
anniversary
Red
is
Bull,
called the Golden Ride. It's a Pinorino Puro Seed introduced in Honduras in 1960. It's a rough one that people don't use because it's the one that does the very small yield.
Yeah.
Like the plants aren't very big.
Yep.
And it's super susceptible to diseases.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Corojo and stuff, but worse. So that's what makes that one so special. Plus, it's his own blend and everything else. And then again, the Gorbusto is coming out in the Corojo, Cameroon, and Maduro.
Yeah, and we
So-
smoked those last week, and all
I can't
three of
wait to
them,
try the
they're
other
so
two.
good.
You know, one thing I didn't realize was how big of a part that Josh played into some of the Aladino products.
Yeah.
Like the Fumas. Like, I didn't realize that he was like with him doing that stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's cool to hear some of
Yeah.
those stories, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, he was there when they're rolling, like
That's the
picking
thing
these
is when
blends
you're
and,
down
like-
on the farm, and because we were down there last year, they're literally asking questions. You know, Julio, Justo, you know, the people on the farm, everyone's asking questions like, "What do you think of this? What do you think of this?"
Well,
So
they want to
they're
know, like,
always-
you're selling their products, right?
Exactly.
Like,
But
you're
they're
their
also
clients.
looking for other pallets because,
Right.
you know, like if every cigar came out that was in Julio or Justo's range, they would all be mild because that's what they like to
Yeah,
smoke.
it would all be very, very one-sided.
So the Fuma was totally out of their realm. I know Trey Mac worked really hard on that one because he wanted to get some more full-bodied stuff
Yeah.
out there too.
That and the Sumatra.
Sumatra was
getting some of
stronger,
those
yeah.
more full-bodied.
I mean, even the Corojo Reserva that comes off as supposed to be a stronger cigar, it smokes milder,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what they like. So.
Cameroon Reserva was killer.
Oh yeah.
That, I mean, man.
Well, when I feel like Josh, there's other Aladino lounges. When you become an Aladino cigar lounge, especially exclusive like you are in the state of Indiana, I mean, you're an extension of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're part of their family, for lack of a better term. Like, they want to make sure they respect and want to hear your input, your perspective, your value, what's working, what's not working.
And that was a good call, saying family, because they're all about family
Yeah.
there. Once you're a part of the crew, you're family. You're not just selling their product. You're
Yeah, it's
family.
like Justo's daughters are all high up in the administrative.
they're going to be taking over.
sales
I mean,
portion.
eventually, you know, Justo's going to have to end up moving back to Honduras and taking over the farm. And the daughters are all positioned. All three of them are positioned to take this company to the next level. So I mean, and his wife's involved. You know, she's doing a great job too. But it's all in the family there, man. It's awesome.
Olive Garden ain't got shit on him.
Yeah.
No.
Hell no.
All right, well, we're done with that old Bart sound. Let's move on to the, what do you think, Will? Gypsy or Buzzard's Roost? Gypsy?
I like Gypsy just because
All right.
of the, it's not so punchy like the Buzzard Roost is going to be.
All right, well, let's pour that up. Tell us about this one, Will. I know you were eager to tell us about this one, so.
This again is one of two blends. This is blend number 2 that Fred Minnick did with, I want to say, Eric Church. I'm sure Ari was involved. And what's cool about Gypsy, Whiskey Gypsy, is that they're doing blends that no one else is doing. They're taking world blends, right? They're going to take a bourbon, they're going to blend it with a scotch, or they're going to take a bourbon, they're going to blend it with a single malt. This is, I'll wait till Heine gives me the bottle back, but I'm pretty sure it's a 70%, or Heine, you can read it off the back. It's 2 blends. It says, I want to say it's a 7-year bourbon distilled in Indiana, i.e. going to be MGP
What's
more
that?
likely. And
Sorry, I can't hear. Oh
No,
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 not at
no,
all.
no.
I can't even hear you, man.
Yeah.
You're good.
Keep chatting. You guys
Yeah,
are
yeah.
good.
And
Background
and
noise is
it's
great.
a 70-30. Will, is it 70 bourbon 30s and Indian single malt? I can tell you, I know where it's at, but
I was gonna say I don't see it on the label.
yeah,
It's a back, isn't it? Well, because
70% bourbon finished in Muzarana casks
Mizorana, that's right.
and
yeah.
30% single malt Indian whiskey.
Indian whiskey, yeah.
It's a 10-year Indian single malt.
So
mixed
we-
with the 7-year.
This does all the single malt things
But
I
it
love.
has the bourbon, the MGP finished in the Mizunara cask, which isn't, again, Mizunara, Japanese oak, very, very tight grain. It takes a long time to be finished in Mizunara for it to actually bring out those spice notes that you get from Mizunara.
Yeah.
Hey,
That was-
hey, to pass it back. I
What's the
gotta get
proof
some-
on that?
This was almost a year ago the last time we did Whiskey Gypsy.
This is 103.
Okay.
Straight bourbon whiskey finished in Mizunara cask, blended with like single malt Indian whiskey.
Wow.
And the flavor notes on this are, I'm not going to tell you, but the way
tell
they
me.
broke
Oh.
this down, they were very spot on in my opinion.
I'm going to tell you, for the notes I'm getting, it definitely reminds me, it's got that kind of creaminess you get out of the malt.
Nougat.
But I'm getting almost like a cantaloupe kind of thing going.
Okay.
It's sweet. It reminds me. I mean, honestly, they're doing a good job. It reminds me of just throwing a lower proof bourbon in with a higher proof Scotch.
So this was
Really good.
last year that we met with Ari Sussman on Zoom. It was episode 113 if you want to go back and look at that. That was when we first tried this Explorer series.
Yeah.
I mean, they were using blends from like Alberta, Canada, and India, and I mean, they were, just changing the game of blended whiskey because they're using world whiskeys to blend and not just using American whiskey.
This has got a lot of fruit sweetness, but it also has a buttery finish to it.
It's a beautiful wooden top,
Yeah.
It is.
cork stopper, and engraved on the side is there's a little gypsy in all of us.
Yeah.
I think that's couldn't be truer.
Is the top of that one a coin still?
It is.
I'm
but
pretty
it-
sure
you
it
can't-
pops. I thought it popped out.
I think it does.
Yeah, I think
oh,
it
it
might.
does too? I know
I'm pretty
Sweetens
sure all the
Cove does that.
explorers, the Explorer ones,
But
come out somehow.
I mean, the packaging on this is top.
Maybe not anymore.
Beautiful packaging.
beautiful
on
bottle,
this.
So I will
Beautiful
tell you
bottle.
a fun thing to do.
Hammered
if you
glass.
have bottles that have really good corks instead of throwing them away or whatever, just cut the cork off and put a magnet on the back and use them on your
Oh,
fridge.
there you go.
man.
That's a good idea.
I got
Peerless
a bunch
has
of those at
good
home.
ones.
They're great.
Yeah,
you can
Peerless
just walk
has
up
really
and
good
sniff
ones.
your fridge.
Yeah.
If you look at the legs on this, it's so viscous.
Yeah, it
and
is.
just
That may be
Oh,
the
when you-
butteriness, that thickness of it too.
And when you hit it with the cigar, that flavor just stays right on the back of your tongue. It just sits there.
this is a cigar
Yeah.
whiskey, 100%.
Oh yeah.
I'm
It's
just
bringing a lot
debating
of
whether
spice.
So
I'm
good.
debating whether a pepperier cigar would just sit there and just envelop all those flavors with the sweet, because almost fruitiness of this, with the pepperiness of a cigar, or if they'd fight each other. But
I don't know.
It's worth a shot.
I think
good.
it brings a lot of spice out in the cigar.
It does.
This
Yeah.
one. I'm scared if you went like with a Macalif Red.
That's what I'm saying. It would
might
have bombed.
be might be too much.
Overload. Yeah. Man, that's good. I see what
That
you're
is
saying
really
about
good.
the creaminess, but I think I
I
get
guess
more
I'll
like.
have to find out.
I think
More
I.
buttery than creamy to
Oh
me.
no!
Man, I think I get more nougaty than
Nougat?
than
See, I don't think
fruit.
I don't think it's quite that confectionery though, to be honest.
Oh, to me it is. Maybe I'm broken. I'm stuck on the cola.
I
Yeah,
get
see,
a-
I didn't drink the whole cola, so because I don't like carbonation, but
I
the,
get a leather note that I don't usually get in whiskeys this young. Like, I'm pulling some leather on it.
You just
Okay.
lick leather. You just sit at home and lick
I
leather.
lick.
So what
Feel
were
like
the
Jack.
what were the notes on the bottle? You said
Oh,
you didn't
yeah.
want to share. I'm just curious what they
I
say.
am cheating.
Now that we have,
Because
yeah,
now we'll
now that
taste
we have
everything
some
they
sort
say.
of it. Yeah.
All right, flavor profile: leather high, dried fruit medium, oak medium, smoke between medium and high, spice high, length of finish high.
It has a long finish. It really does.
See,
I don't get the smoke.
I don't get the spice.
I don't get the smoke.
Or yeah, smoke. Sorry.
I think because
Well, but we're smoking.
we're smoking.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
if we weren't, I think you'd totally pick
yeah,
it
that
up.
makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
It's getting masked. but-
I can definitely see the leather a little bit in it too.
Well, I wonder if that's why it makes the cigar finish stand out more. Then is because you're already getting the smoke from the gypsy, and then compounding it with actual smoke.
Now, if somebody out there wanted to get this bottle, how do you get this bottle?
This was exclusive on Sealbox.
Sealbox.
So you can go to Sealbox and still probably get it.
I think it's just sealbox.com, isn't it?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was a Club Marzipan pick, but normally after the club gets theirs, whatever they have left over, they put on Sealbox. Or this was also in conjunction with Baxis. So Baxis, you may have to actually join Baxis to get this.
What is
Shout out,
Baxis? I
shout
don't
out
even know what Baxis
to
is.
VY Zell. He's the CEO.
Of
Yeah.
Baxis?
Yeah, Todd.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the CEO.
I've heard you guys talk about it, but I didn't know
Yeah,
what it
he was one of the guys that we interviewed for Old Commonwealth. So what they do is they don't they don't focus on the sale of bottles. They're more of a warehousing place. So they are more into storing personal collections.
Okay.
But if you want to sell it, he will facilitate that for you. So
okay.
Oh,
he's
that's-
not an auction house, but he knows what people's collections are, and he will help you facilitate those things.
Yeah.
So he's a purveyor, pretty much.
Okay.
Great thing. I
Yeah.
never thought that would be something. I don't think he thought that would be
It's
something.
a
that would be-
safe and secure place to
Yeah.
keep your. If you're a connoisseur and you have some really high-end
Oh,
bottles,
we went through
if you don't
several
wanna-
security doors to
Yeah,
get
If you
it-
don't
in.
want
it
to put
is-
them in a secure rick
they
house
are,
somewhere
they're
where
in
they
climate control vaults that, especially like you think about, you got a Michter's 20 year, you got a Michter's 25 year, you got to keep those bottles if you're going to save them as a collection and not drink them. The bottle's only as good as the wax on top. If that
Yeah.
wax cracks, your value plummets.
Tanks.
Well, not
and
only
Michter's
that,
wax will crack, so you've got to
100%.
keep
Yeah.
it in a very climate-controlled area.
And
but
he
not
helps
only
with
that,
that.
if you're collecting bottles and the label gets scuffed, or like that
Yeah.
old Hirsch bottle that,
Yeah.
that Jim had, that price was in half of what it was valued at if he had the box.
Yeah.
It's like it's not always about the juice;
I-
it's about the presentation.
I had such a difficult time selling that bottle for him.
I know you did.
because everyone wanted the
Wanted the
box.
box.
Yeah.
And it just took time for someone who was good enough that they were just going to drink it. Right?
I forgot about
But
Hirsch.
It was a fight, man.
You said Hirsch.
Yeah.
That's the third that has that really thick wax top.
Oh, does it? Okay.
So the red wax was the most expensive one.
right.
So maybe Commonwealth is doing the A Church now.
Yeah, they could be.
So there's 3 expressions that could be. So
I hope they do well. I mean,
they will.
you think so?
They
Okay,
have
good.
great friends. They have a great following. Like
Okay,
everyone
good.
loves this shit. Like
Good.
they're marketing geniuses.
Good.
These guys are.
But I will say, if you're a bourbon drinker and you haven't historically been dabbled in Scotch or in any other single malts, like this is a gateway whiskey.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Give you kind of a flavor of both and how they can really blend well together.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that too. Is sometime we have to sit down and we're just gonna have to start doing some blending of different types of
100%.
expressions, some Japanese and Scotch and Indian and whatever the hell we could put together with bourbon and stuff and just try it. Because I think, the stuff we tried already, it always gets better. It's
Yeah.
always better. It's amazing.
I think maybe we need to reach out to Todd and see if he wants to join us one day.
I think it'd be great.
That would be awesome.
Oh,
He's
he
just
would
a
do it,
wealth of
totally,
knowledge.
yeah.
Like
Where's he from?
he's in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so his company's in it's in New York. Actually, I think it's on the Jersey side. One of his warehouses is on the Jersey side, but I think
Okay.
he lives in New York.
Well, speaking of New York, we had a guy in here last night. His name's Mark. Shout out to Mark.
Shout out,
he's
Mark.
now following the podcast.
There you
He's
go.
going to try listening in today. I said if he did, he needs to give us some crap on the comment section.
Shout out Big Jim.
He's from up there. He's just down in town for his family down here in Nicetown. So
Man, this is so well balanced.
it
It's
is
fucking amazing. Like,
this is a crushable bottle.
yeah.
All right. I didn't bring my diaper today, so I got to go pee.
You go pee. Okay. You want to
Maybe we do.
carry on.
You want to do a commercial?
Can we pay
real
a
quick?
bill while you're gone, or do we have to run it while
Yeah,
you're?
we're already an hour and a half in, so we better.
Stand by.
Final Third Cigar is Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge. Come to Final Third for a selection of over 20 different Aladino cigars, including
is really
the
good.
Cameroon, a wonderful cigar with nice light flavors. Make sure and visit Final Third, the Aladino exclusive cigar lounge for Indiana.
I think Jen will like it. Jen,
We're back.
We're back, but Mike's gone.
Mike's gone.
We're back and Mike's leaving.
Yes.
Hey, Mike.
Oh shit, he's gonna fall.
Okay.
All right, so we are back. So,
So
yeah,
I
Whiskey
hope
Gypsy.
I don't know if this is something that they're gonna. I don't know if Whiskey Gypsy's plan is to do these blends like with retailers, maybe set up their own customized blend, or if this is something that they were just kind of playing around with Baxis. But
yeah,
I think it would be fun,
it would be.
'Cause-
That would be a great experience for if they could do barrel picks, or blending picks, whatever you want to call it, like Bourbon 30 does. It'd be fun if you could actually go down there and work with them to create something unique with, of course, Bourbon 30 has a lot of great barrels of stuff, but they stay within categories.
Yeah, they're not going to
I'm
have
curious
world
how they
whiskeys,
would do
yeah.
that, would do the world whiskey stuff. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is the new breed of contemporary whiskey, I feel like, are these world blends, meshing these world flavors together. And I think you're going to see it more and more.
So who do you think, because I have one I think, but who do you think in the industry has been, they were kind of the connoisseurs of starting out blending?
So I would say, all right, we can talk about America and we can talk about the world. But if we're talking about the world, Scotch by far.
Well, yeah, Scotch.
And,
I'm talking about more of
and
America.
Canadian
Canadian does
blenders
it, yeah.
are, that's all they do, is blend. But in America, you know, you look at High West. We talked about High West. You talk about Thomas More. You talk about Barrel Craft Spirits.
That's
Barrel
who I
Craft
was thinking,
Spirits
Barrel.
just really took it to a new level.
That's who
in
I was
America,
thinking,
I
yeah.
feel like.
Yeah. But there's a lot of great blenders out there now, too. I mean, you got, on a smaller scale, you got Drew at Circle
Locally,
City doing
Drew
great.
Brack is crushing it with his blends.
Yeah. I mean, if you get a chance to get in here, we got the 50-50 barrel.
I was gonna say, we talking 50-50 or
Oh
what?
my God, that 50-50 is amazing. So
That stuff's killer.
50% 7.5 year Heaven Hill, 50% 9.5 year Wild Turkey,
yeah.
and it's absolutely free. I mean, you can taste both whiskeys in it,
Yeah.
and that's what's so cool about it.
Jonathan Maisano with K. Luke, he's crushing it. I mean,
Yeah.
all of his blends are phenomenal.
K.
Hadn't had a
Luke.
bad one. Like,
That stuff's good. I hadn't heard about that until you brought it around.
Sure.
Well,
So
local
that stuff's
too. I
killer.
mean, Backbone's been doing some good stuff
Yeah.
on blending.
Backbone, yeah.
We did get the one that Will and I tried when we were down there tasting the Backbone Estate. I got that one up here now.
Yeah.
Really great bourbon that they blended. So a lot of great stuff out there, man.
That was our, you and I went back and forth when we did that tasting. That was probably your top one.
top one
Fair
to bring
trade.
on the bar.
Yeah.
I did like some of the other uncuts, but my issue with their uncut bottles were they all look exactly the same. And if I put two up there, everyone's going to go, well, what's the difference? And you have to tell a story
Yeah.
every single time you try to sell a pour.
Yeah.
We talking Backbone now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we already have it. We still have some of our bottles of our barrel pick, which is one of the uncut picks. So to bring some of those other ones would just be confusing to people, I think. But
Yeah.
the estate was good. It was very good.
I don't think I had a lot of that. Yeah, Jen liked it.
I bet she did.
Jen's approval.
I'll make
on
She's
it.
got a good palate.
I'll
Yeah.
make sure Lisa gets a little bit too.
So you have a good palate. I knew you would like it.
Hey, Lisa. She's busy.
Yeah, she's mixing up something.
Yeah, she's working.
I know.
Did you get up and do something, Rob?
Hey, I was pretty excited when these three guys came in, and they were getting ready for a bachelor party, and they came in and they said, "Yeah, we're just here doing some market research." I'm like, "My man, right there."
Market research.
Speaking my language.
Hydrate and calibrate, baby.
Yes.
Man, we got to do another pick, Rob.
We do.
So we talked a little bit last week with Josh about the pick that the Aladino Loungers are going to do with Brothers of the Leaf.
Yeah.
We tried their bourbon rye. Yeah, I said
Boo-rye.
bourbon rye.
Yeah.
Boo
yeah.
rye.
Boo rye. It's good.
It's good.
It's improved. I'll say that. I know there's some people that are hard up on that Brothers of the Leaf stuff. You know, it's
Yeah.
Every new brand of whiskey is obviously going to be heavy marketing.
Yeah.
You can't
Yep.
just throw a noodle at the wall and expect it to stick. Like it's such a flooded market now.
There
but
was
it's
no-
all marketing ploys on a lot of these brands,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not one of them.
There was nothing
There's no gimmicky with them.
nothing bad about that whiskey. There was no flaws in it.
No, it was
tastes
great.
great. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
My exact text to the group the first time I tried that on Thursday when we went there was, "It's meh."
It's not bad.
It's
Like
meh.
it's meh.
Like, shit does not suck.
It does
Well,
not suck.
And that's the thing too, is like so for anybody that doesn't know, the Aladino Lounges are going to come together and do a barrel pick together, and then each one of us is going to get a couple cases to be able to sell. They're looking at probably doing Brothers of the Leaf.
Yeah.
I wasn't super excited when I heard that.
I wasn't
because
either.
I've tried a couple of their early stuff and it was okay. But like I said, getting better there, and then obviously doing a picker and you'll
But
be able to pick some of the best barrels. So we
Why
hope we
did
got
it get
some
better?
good-
It's because Saga Spirits owns it now.
Yeah.
Saga
yeah.
Spirits, Wes Henderson's brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're the ones that were behind Angel's Envy. Now they're distilling their own stuff and putting out their own products.
So it should get better. and
You
better.
also get better access to source
Yeah,
barrels.
source stuff.
Right. It's a lot harder for an independent distiller to go out there and start getting things.
Yeah.
Anybody can go to MGP and buy it as long as you have your distiller's license. You can buy those barrels. But there's something with the Hendersons that they can, you have that name behind you. You have that brand behind you. that it's not your brand anymore, but you pioneered certain things in the industry.
Yeah.
And people respect you for that. So you have access to these, elevated products that put out certain things like that Boo Rye.
I did reach out to Brown Foreman and talk to him because I would still love to get an Old Forester pick. That's kind of my next big dog I like to get on the bar at some point.
Barrel proof rye.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I'm with
Hell
you.
yeah.
But I do love their bourbons too. I mean,
Yeah.
their bourbon picks are absolutely some of the best
Man.
picks I've ever had in the state.
Do a 1920 pick. That'd
So-
be weird.
But I'm just thinking just thinking some of the picks we've had, like all the single ladies. We all talk about that one. That was
Right.
freaking amazing. But anytime you go to a liquor store and they have a barrel pick of an Old Forester, just get it.
So they announced at Derby or at Oaks on Friday, Old Forester announced that they're now going to distribute President's Choice bourbon.
Oh, really? Good.
And new for this year is going to be a President's Choice rye.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that one.
So you're going to take Old Forester rye single barrels and move them to a whole nother echelon.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever owned a President's Choice. I've had it before. We have a couple bottles of the 150, and that stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
That stuff's killer. That was a lottery pick that we got. But
Yeah, President's Choice, they put it out in the distillery. It's instantly gone. And it's usually locals that hear the drop and rush to go get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we should have done that when we were there last week. We didn't go to Michter's either. Should have gone to Michter's. That's right. There will be plenty of other trips.
So I'm jumping into the Buzzard Brews.
Jump into it. I'm almost done
So
with
it's
this one.
straight rye whiskey. They call it their cigar rye. It is 105 proof. This is batch 3. I don't know what makes this their cigar rye. I know they're not doing
It's got to be finished, right?
amber on it. They're not doing that.
But it's got to have some sort of finish on it to call it.
I'll let somebody else read it because I can't read that small letters.
Come on, spectacles.
No. Hey, once I get my cataract removed, baby. That's what old people say. Once I get my cataract removed, I'm gonna be good.
Rob needs a joint to be able to read it.
Yep.
Give it to us, Will.
I don't know if it says anything about the finishing on it or not.
The whiskey in this barrel has rested in brand new, lightly charred oak barrels that have been toasted and then very lightly smoked with Kentucky aged cigar tobacco.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
So you should get a tobacco note
Bottle.
in this.
Is there like a corn kernel floating in there?
I
What
was
the
gonna say,
fuck is
there's a
that?
floater in the bottle.
It was right at the top by the label. There was this like big floaty in there.
Maybe it was just a big bubble or something. I don't know. It looked like a corn kernel from here.
It's
This bottle was not
it's
at the
cork.
track.
Looks like
Oh, it's cork. I was like,
cork?
There's a corn kernel floating in there.
Cracked?
Oh no, that's a false cork. That's synthetic.
There's something in there floating.
What's somebody else's cork?
Drink
Somebody
it.
else.
Yeah, whatever. It's going down.
It's fine. Whiskey
There's enough
kills
alcohol
everything.
in it.
It looks like a really wet corn kernel.
Maybe
He kept
that's
pointing, and I'm like, what? And then I
that's
saw it.
Cork. Taste the goodness of the cork. Of the fake cork.
You definitely smell the rye on
It
this
really
one.
does.
Well, I've definitely got a freaking floaty in here. It won't kill me.
Oh yeah, it's right on top.
I mean,
It can't be any worse than the racetrack.
I don't know what it's
Oh, yeah.
from. It was actually a brand new bottle when I got it, so I don't know why it's got a cork in it, but
Okay,
oh well.
heavy rye.
Yeah, that's a synthetic cork. There's no way that's breaking. If it does, you definitely don't want to drink it.
I get the heavy rye, and I do get kind of it's a smoked rye,
Sweet.
Not minty.
not minty.
I don't know, man. I do get.
At least not to me. There might be a little bit on the high nose.
Yeah,
bit of mint.
it's a piece of the cork. You can see where the cut line is, where it's rounded off, and then it's just a chunk.
Yeah, but those are synthetics. There's nothing cut off of that cork.
Was there a dent in the top?
No,
That's weird.
but that's what it looks like. It's just a piece of cork.
This thing comes
I
off
think I'm always going to
sweeter.
do that now. I'm always going to do a high nose. I've never done a high nose before.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, and the other thing about the high nose is open your mouth when you're smelling
yeah, you
too,
got to.
because
Well,
it
it's like
changes
left and right nostril, right? You're going to get
Yeah.
something different.
Well, especially for like I have a deviated septum on one side, so I have to always go to the left side to get some more.
What's
nose
the
out of
shooting
it.
thing with your eye when you close your
Non-dominant.
Your
Dominant,
dominant?
yeah.
It's your dominant nostril.
You know what really sucks is I was a dominant right eye shooter, and then I lost my right eye.
Ugh.
So now I literally just keep both eyes open, and I can
So when you see Rob
bounce in the
walking
middle.
outside going, goo, 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 just duck.
Just shoot your eye out, kid.
It's funny because shooting a handgun, you really should keep both eyes open.
My
And
brother
most
does.
people
It's
close.
weird.
Most people close one.
Same with
but
shotgun.
If you keep it open,
Yeah.
then you actually your vision goes into a point, and you can actually be more accurate. So, at least I am. I don't know about
Same
anybody
with
else.
shotgun.
Shotgun, yeah, exactly. Any shooting.
Shoot and ski. Yeah, we got to do that. We
I do
need a
get some
clay
mint.
day.
I do get some mint on the palate.
You do?
I almost smell mint
I
on the
got a
high
lot.
note.
I got a lot of. Well, let me try it again.
What's your nose on this, Will?
Cork.
It's corking.
Okay, when you're saying mint, are you talking about like more like a wintergreen mint?
I'm thinking wintergreen, yeah.
Okay. I
Because
get
most
that.
ryes, well,
Most of them, if they get
New
that,
Riff has a really prevalent like wintergreen mint.
yeah.
And I think some of like the Old Foresters kind of get in, like the Brown Foreman ryes get into that like minty quality.
Yeah.
But I know you don't like mint, so you don't drink a lot of those.
I like wintergreen.
But
and
the
I
barrel
do,
proof stuff is so different.
when I get into something that's more pepperminty or even, and I like spearmint on its own, but when it's spearmint and a whiskey, I'm not a big fan. But when I get to the wintergreen,
Yeah, that's not this.
It's
Yeah.
okay. I like the
No,
wintergreen.
this would be more on that wintergreen side
yeah,
of mint.
yeah.
I mean,
I don't get it on the palate.
I do when you take a larger sip and let it fall on the back of your palate, you do get some.
Let's try it.
Do it. Bigger sips.
it's not super peppery. I'm looking for tobacco in it. I just don't get tobacco on it like I want to find, but
Place is filling up.
It's just clean. This is just
It
a
is.
really clean bourbon.
I think when the I can't remember where I even got that bottle.
sorry,
Somebody
rye.
either
It's a
gave
really
it to me
clean
or
rye.
whatever. Yeah.
that's a good descriptor.
I
It's
don't
very-
get.
It's light.
Yeah.
It's not heavy. Like
What did you say the proof was on this?
105.
Yeah.
No way.
It's crushable.
Yeah, no way.
it drinks like 90.
Yeah,
It does.
100%.
You
Yeah.
do get a little bit of the medicinal like finish
Yeah.
that lingers. But
It's
I think
definitely a
some of
longer
that's-
finish though
yeah.
than
There's-
most
It is.
ryes. Like,
There's a nice grain, rye grain note.
What it does to the cigar, though, is where the last one, the whiskey gypsy, it actually made the cigar spicier immediately. This one, it's like the spice link is a slow burn, and then it just builds on the nose. So it's like it gives you a longer finish on the cigar as well as the whiskey. It's kind of unique.
I had to get mine going again. I got to get back into it.
Yeah, the retro's like a medium pepper. It's not.
It
Yeah.
almost
Over,
it
it's
almost
not
dulled
super
down the
pungent.
retro.
Well,
It's
it
not
does
pungent.
initially, but then on the back end, like a few seconds later, then the nose on me, the pepper starts building on my nose.
If there's a
It's in the
if
back
there's
of my
like-
throat.
slow.
It's not
like
on my
a,
nose as
a
much.
long. If there's a finish
That's
on a
what she said.
retro hail, it's a long finish.
It is, yeah. It's very weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hangs around.
That's a good retro. You retro and then go right back to the whiskey. That's killer.
This is actually, I mean, honestly, all three of these have been really good pairings with the cigars.
I
all
feel like
four
at
of
some
them.
point we have to have a bad pairing. Just for science.
Isaiah and I did,
I don't think we've
but it
had
was
a whole
literally
lot.
coffee because
Yeah.
we wanted to do a coffee and we did it with like,
It was a super oily coffee too.
yeah, it was. It was a coffee we had when we first started. And it did not pair with
I think
cigars
you have
very
to
well.
be careful with red wine.
Yeah,
Pairing cigars with red wine.
yeah.
Which
Yeah,
we've
'cause-
done. We've visited the Camus,
The Camus,
and we've done a
Cab.
couple others. So this time last year we were doing. It was a little late, but we did National Beer Day, and we were doing the stouts and the BCBS beers from Goose
Yeah.
Island. But then after that we did the Camus,
Yeah.
and so I don't think there's a lot that Camus doesn't go with. Like
Exactly.
it's just a solid wine.
Give me a steak, give me
So,
a cigar, and we're
yeah.
gonna go. Yeah.
I think this cigar, I think this would be good after a nice steak dinner. Have a nice glass of cab,
Yeah.
and then you finish up with something like the Buzzards or the Gypsy.
Yeah.
I think both of those are really solid with food.
Yeah.
I don't drink a lot with dinner.
I don't either.
I'm one of those people
I
that
always drink after. Yeah.
I do
yeah,
too.
I can't get a lot of. It just kind of, to me, it doesn't go well with my palate. I can't
No.
get food with a whiskey.
I don't want them fighting for flavor.
Yeah, I might do a
I'm the same
cocktail
way.
with dinner, but like after dinner, I'm gonna do a pour.
Even with a cocktail, if I get a cocktail or a pour and I'm eating, I usually just go back to my water while I'm eating, and then I go back to the pours when
yeah,
I'm done.
just let it sit.
Yeah.
Chocolate notes.
Yeah.
Getting a lot more chocolate notes now off the cigar with this rye.
I'm
This-
almost in the back of my throat, getting almost like a Thin Mint.
Yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
I
A
like
little
that.
bit of a chocolate, almost,
That's a good
But not too much.
cookie kind of, and then with a little hint of almost the spearmint or the mint flavor.
That's a good call.
Well, I'll
It's
have
like that
Lacey grab you
Grammy.
one of those
with the graham crack
mint
with the
cigars in there.
cracker.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what.
too.
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah,
say
yeah.
it's like Grammy. It's like graham cracker chocolate.
Yeah.
Like the chocolate graham
Yeah.
crackers.
Yep. We'll
Man.
get you that thin mint cookie in there, cigar. You can smoke that.
I still think we need to do a Girl Scout cookie bourbon pairing. I think that'd be fun.
Okay, Samoas.
Oh, we gotta do
That's
them all.
my favorite.
Well, you
cookie,
know-
bro.
Samoas are the
Favorite.
best.
Toll House Keebler now makes all the Girl Scout cookies
Oh,
on their own,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
they're
really?
they're pretty much
see, I'm
identical.
not a thin mint fan.
I don't
I'm not
know.
a
I
big
need the
fan.
Girl Scout box.
The
For the clout.
yeah.
I need to
So
go
all
buy
you
them from
Girl
the Ace
Scouts out there
Hardware
listening
store
right
at-
now.
at front
Anybody
where
still
it's
sitting on some?
Do you think we could get a Girl Scout sponsor?
No, we cannot. No,
The shit we say? Are you kidding me?
no. Boy
Like-
Scouts is a different story, but Girl Scouts, no.
Nobody likes popcorn.
There's
Nobody
no
wants
such thing as
popcorn.
there's no such thing as Boy Scouts anymore. Remember, they're
Oh,
just
that's
the
right.
Scouts.
They're Scouts. Yeah, yeah.
Scouts honor.
We won't go there. Oh God.
Oh, man, Scouts, Boy Scouts. I was a Boy Scout.
I did Boy
So
Scouts
okay,
for a
so
few
we
years.
were at Louisville last week, but we really did we talk much about our experiences in Louisville that weekend?
We
'Cause,
talked about the
we
cigar
talked a
bash,
little
and that
bit
was about
But
it.
that's about it.
Yeah, because Will, myself, and Scott and Janelle, we went to the cigar bash. We talked about that, and that was pretty much it.
That's about it. Okay.
So,
There was a lot of fun
That's where
stuff happening
Silent
down
Steve
there.
came from.
I went down there and because I was down there and I was trying to. I
Looking
was
for
staying right
catharticism.
downtown. Yeah, I was trying to get away, and I was downtown. And I wake up the day I was going to just literally go down on Whiskey Row and just walk all the distilleries. I was going to hang out there. I wake up in the morning, every road is closed. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, oh, it's Churchill Downs opening day. They're having a parade, which they were.
yeah, they did the
They were
parade,
doing
and
that.
they did the mini.
But I didn't know that they actually locked all the rooms down and actually evacuated downtown.
'Cause of the
I'm
gas leak.
And I'm in the middle of it. The building that was the gas leak was next
You're
door
next
to my
door.
building.
Yeah.
And no one told me. And I'm
Rob's
like, there,
just
I'm like,
sleeping.
I look out. I'm like, oh, there's no cars out here. This
Yeah.
is weird. And I look at my map. I'm like, oh shit, I can't walk down there. Everything's closed.
Yeah.
So I just ended up going to Bardstown, and hung out down there. I went to Heaven Hill. I went to Bardstown Bourbon Company, which Bardstown Bourbon Company is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's amazing. Went to Willett, stopped by there, stopped by Chicken Cock, their tasting room at on the square there at Bardstown. Pretty cool
Good
spot
time.
there too. Some good people I met there. And then as I'm coming back, what was the name of that? Oh God, I should have thought about this ahead of time. There's this brand out there, and I can't remember the name. I'll look it up.
Old Commonwealth.
No. But this is like a place I've never really heard much anyone talking about. And I'm driving by Old Bardstown Road back towards Louisville, and they have like 50 rick houses in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Oh shit, yeah, I wouldn't be
and I'm
anywhere
like,
near
oh
there.
hell, what the hell's this? And it's literally this one brand that I've hardly even heard of. I'll look it up.
Old Bardstown Road.
I'll look it up. Because I was absolutely shocked when I saw
Yeah,
it.
you told us about it, but we'd had a lot to drink that day.
We did, and I remembered it then, but I don't remember it now.
I've been, I told you, Rob, when you were going, I'm like, if you're going to go to Bardstown, go have lunch at
BBC.
Bardstown Bourbon Company.
Yep.
Phenomenal restaurant, phenomenal
Bardstown
food.
Burgers.
Very contemporary distillery. And the cool thing is when you do the tour, they're very open who they're source contracting for.
Oh, yeah.
You can go and see American Highway, like Brad Paisley's
Yeah.
bourbon. You see the fermenters. You see the mash bill. You can dip your finger in and taste the,
Cox Creek.
Cox Creek. Okay.
Cox Creek is doing some of the good old time stuff.
They own a lot. Yeah.
And they have, that was the one that had all, is in the Cox Creek area.
I guess I didn't realize where
All
they were
these
located
freaking rick
at.
houses.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is this? It's like literally just rick houses. There's no place to go tastings or anything else. They did have a tasting room on the road that kind of comes from the highway. We go into Heaven Hill into Bardstown. They had a little tasting room there. But all these rick houses, I was like, the hell are they putting out that they have that much whiskey available? So
Well, the best thing
They're
about
sitting on a lot.
the best
They
thing
are.
about driving into Barstown, just when you're there, if it's a sunny day, roll your windows down.
Oh yeah.
You can smell the fermentation like in the air, like it's in the air. It's,
Yeah.
it's the best
Look at
thing.
everybody's
Smell the black
houses.
sediment.
Yeah.
All the
Everybody's got the
houses that-
black wall.
yes, everybody that doesn't actually clean their house every week, every year gets the black
And-
walls.
The Barstown streets are just short of being paved in gold with the tax money they get.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Or they did get off the barrel taxes. They get a little less now, but they still are doing fine.
Except for that roundabout, nobody down
You
there
want to see the
seems to know how to
best?
use.
You want to see the
Shit.
best public school system? Go to Nelson County.
Yeah, Nelson County. Yeah. It was Oldham, but now it's Nelson because of their tax dollars. So we try not to talk politics. We're going to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places that are trying to bring in these data centers. And, Kentucky's one of them.
Yeah.
They're talking about doing some right here near Tuttle Orchards in Greenfield. Just read your facts. Read your facts before you vote against it. It is not 100% negative to the
Yeah.
economy. It might suck losing farmland, but I'm not saying I'm for this, but they're increasing electricity, they're increasing sewage. It's going to come at a cost, sure, but you're never going to lose electricity, you're never going to lose water, because there's one thing that they need is electricity and water. Water cools their facilities and electricity runs it.
Yeah.
So if you ever, right now, if we lose electricity, we have no water.
Yeah.
Because we have a well. We have a
yeah.
septic pump. Like all that stuff. I can't flush my toilet. I can't get water if my electricity goes out.
Yep.
So these people come in town,
Yeah, we're getting the hi ho sign already.
We're
We're
not.
having a
Man,
serious conversation.
We're not quite yet.
we're getting into this.
So yeah, I mean,
You
like
know,
if you look
it's
at
not bad.
Yeah, you look at Whiskey Acres in DeKalb. I mean, they have
They're remote.
Meta's right there. Has
Yeah.
a huge data center. Like, look, don't fly your drone over them, or it's never going to come back. But other than that,
Yeah.
you're going to be all right.
Well, and you brought up politics. So there's a new budget that the state of Indiana is trying to pass, and it's literally multi-billion-dollar budget, and they got this little small $1 million line in there that's going to screw us in cigars.
It's going to raise the tax cap to $3.
Well, not necessarily. It raises our taxes from before the cap, it was 24% across the board. They're going to raise that from 24 to 30%, and then the cap's $33. So you're going to go back to what our taxes were before plus 6%. So it's going to be a change. It's not going to be as big as it sounds, but it's devastating because we fought for years to get this thing down, and then immediately in a budget they throw something in there that should not belong, and they're trying to pass it because they have to pass this budget now.
It's buried in a budget bill, and it's
just-
not going to get carved out.
So if you start seeing that now, one thing I will say is there's been some brands out there that I know, and I'm not going to say their names. I know that they have product in the States. They've already raised their prices 10% because of the tariffs too.
To offset, yeah.
the potential tariffs that haven't
Potential,
haven't
they
even
haven't
been
even
set up
happened
yet.
yet, but they're already raising their prices. I'm like, those brands right now, I'm not going to say who they are.
It's a
but
cash grab.
I would almost like to boycott them, and I'm actually the ones that have done it so far. I've already boycotted.
You know who I said? And I said this last week too. Uber.
Uber.
We
yeah.
were in Vegas. I got my Uber receipt. They had a tariff tax
What?
on it.
Yep, I remember
the
you
fuck
saying
is the
that.
tariff? Like, I'm here. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not importing you from Pakistan to drive me
fly
to
you
my
in to
hotel.
drive me to my
What
hotel,
the
yeah.
fuck?
It's tariff
Now-
on the raw materials.
Now the other thing the
The
tariffs
vehicle?
could do is
Yeah.
if they do go through, like I've been talking to JRE, which is the Aladino brand. They're going to be increasing their prices if the tariffs go through May the 10th, because they sold everything out of their factory or their distribution center in Miami. They sold it all during the show, so it's gone. So they're waiting for the next shipment to come in. If that shipment comes in with the 10% tariff, prices are going up 10%. They
Yeah.
can't eat that. So,
What you start doing is you start getting a tariff sponsor
Yeah.
to offset your funds.
That'd be
I
awesome.
mean, it's going to increase, and I think for cigar lounges like you or other lounges, it's going to seriously affect box prices.
Yeah.
You're not going to notice it as much on like the single cigar. If you go in and get a pour and a cigar, it might be $1.50 more. You're not going to notice it as much on that. You're going
Right.
to notice it a lot more on box purchases and bulk buys.
Yeah,
and that's where like
on certain brands you will. Like,
Right.
I think Aladino said they're going to probably increase maybe between 10 and 30 cents a cigar.
Yeah.
Not a big jump. I mean, same thing with McAuliffe. McAuliffe said if it goes through, their cigar prices are going to go
But
up
if
a
you
few
get a-
cents. They're
but
still
if
going to be under
you
10
get a box
bucks.
at
But
20,
if you
you're
get a two, but if you get a
you're
$2
$5-6 bucks.
jump on like
But you're talking
knuckle sandwich, now you're at a $20 cigar.
Yeah.
exactly.
Which was
Now that's
16 or
that's a big difference. I
It's
know
a
I know it doesn't
big
sound like a lot,
difference.
but when you go from a $17, $18 cigar to a $20 cigar, that's a different
It is.
game, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It
It
is.
is. So,
So-
I hope we get this shit straightened out.
Yeah,
We have to.
A week or so ago, Lisa sent out an email. Local congressmen, local legislative officials, reach out to them, send them an email, let them know we don't have an official what is it? Not GoFundMe. What's the thing? The survey.
They're not. There's nothing to sign a petition.
Yeah,
or anything.
petition. That's it. There's no official petition.
No, but
but
it's-
there's just there's a list of congressmen you can write to.
Email them all.
Email them, all
Yes.
of them.
And you
just
can
copy
there's,
and paste.
There's a pre-canned email you can take. You don't have to
Yes.
make it personal. You can if you want to spend the time, but you can at least just send a pre-canned email
Yeah.
that you can blast
Yeah.
out and say, I don't support
Right.
this.
So
And a lot
all
of
those
people,
people-
don't think those emails matter, even though they're
They do.
canned emails.
They
They
do.
do because if
They
they see 5 emails come across the board, they're not going to look at it. But if they see 500 emails come across,
Yeah.
they're going to go, "Oh, this is a problem we need
Yeah.
to look at."
So all those people in Kentucky, we signed your petition. We signed, all your
Yes.
email letters. Please
Sign ours.
help us.
Help
Help
us.
the state of Indiana. Let our legislators know that this is garbage. Like we don't want this.
No.
This helps nobody.
No.
Like there's
Because-
enough taxes that
Well,
are
the
helping the
biggest
schools.
problem with that is too, like with a cigar shop or a cigar lounge. If you have a cigar in there, it's $15, and it goes up to $17, say, it won't be quite that much. But say it does, all of a sudden the customers are like, "I'm not going to buy that." Then the shops actually say, "Well, I have to lower my price back down,"
Yeah.
and then the shops don't make as much money, and then they can't stay open.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a cyclical event where it's going to screw up the
No, I
economy
mean,
for cigars.
Agreed. And I love knuckle sandwich. One of my favorite cigars. Will I buy less knuckle sandwich if it goes to $20? Yes, I will.
And everybody
I
will.
will buy less. I will go reach for a 601. I will
Yeah.
go reach for a Murcielago. I will I will still smoke them. I'll still love them, but I'm not going to smoke them like I did.
Yeah.
Like,
The
I
difference
won't,
is going to be you're going to buy one when you go out to a lounge, maybe. You're not going to buy a box to go.
Right.
I'd rather pick that special cigar for like a special occasion based on the flavor profile and the strength rather than the price point.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't want to be like, oh, the knuckle sandwich is $25 now.
Yeah.
I sold my house. I'm gonna smoke this cigar.
Right.
Like I want to do that because I like an Olmec and I like the flavor. It's not the price point.
That is the key.
Yeah.
It's about where you're at, your mood. Now, I don't want to make knuckle sandwich my celebratory cigar.
No.
I want to have it when I want to have it.
Right.
Exactly.
you know?
Right.
Like,
But it might be out of our hands, and it sucks.
It's
unfortunate,
frustrating.
but
So frustrating.
We're always going to run in this legislation problem. It's going to be a never-ending cycle. But as long as everybody speaks out and makes it known that it doesn't affect people the way that legislatures think it does.
Yeah.
This is not tax cigarettes. Whatever.
No.
Keep cigarettes and
There
premium
needs,
cigars.
There needs
different.
to be
There needs to be a defining.
there needs to be a distinction between premium tobacco cigars and cigarettes.
Yes.
That's not
And
premium
they're
tobacco.
They're hand
and
rolled,
they're
they're
kinda-
organic, they're machine made,
and there
different.
is-
the filler cigar, like the filler cigars, like
Yeah.
the Swisher Sweets and the,
Right. The machine maids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those should fall into the cigarette category, and premium cigars should be separate and not all inclusive of
Right.
anything tobacco.
Yeah.
Just like pipe tobacco.
It
I
is
don't
what
smoke
it is.
pipe tobacco,
It's-
but at the
it's
same
very
time, it should be
frustrating.
separate than cigarettes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because we went back last year and showed the state you lower the taxes, you're going to get more tax dollars because you're going to sell more product.
You're
And we showed
increasing sales,
past years of data about that, showing people this is how much more money you can make, and they're like, oh, we're all for it, and then immediately they throw it into a budget because it's somebody else going, I don't like anyone smoking, so I'm going to put this in the budget and try to get it passed. It's like, you guys don't understand. I mean, again, we're all adults. We can make our own decisions. You know, if I want to smoke a cigar, if I want to smoke freaking weed and it's legal, I should be able to smoke weed and it's legal. Why the hell is it such a big deal that you're trying to police everything?
And at the end of the day, something like this, it's not going to hurt certain lounges. The lounges that cater to the upper echelon, the very high income, individual. But a place like Final Third, which we have all walks of life coming in here.
Yep.
All different sources of income from high to low, but people who have a common love for nice, good cigars and that community aspect, it hurts places like this 100%.
Yep. It does.
And that's
It
what
does.
sucks about it. Because everything that's good about this is what gets hurt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want to see that.
We're going to see what happens.
It's not good stuff. So,
Scotty D chimed in on the data center thing. He also says that data centers also have almost no traffic once they're up and running.
there's no other reason to go there.
Yeah, because once they're up and running, other than the people there to maintain it, you don't have 150 office people coming in.
There's
and
not
out.
that many, yes.
Yeah, it's not a manufacturing place where there's 250 employees to keep it running.
Yeah.
So
events coming up. So I know we have May 16th. We've got the event with HVC.
HVC
coming
Meet
up.
the Maker for how do you pronounce his name? Lorenzo.
It's Rene Lorenzo.
Rene.
Or
Lorenzo.
Rene. I can't. It's Rainier.
Rainier.
Lorenzo. Yeah.
So that's
Super
Friday,
nice guy.
May 16th from 6 to 9.
Yeah.
And then May 31st, Saturday, 7 to 10, live music out on the Cigarden.
Yeah.
That's the John Beatrice band that's going to be here for that one.
That'll be good.
And then, of course, June 7th from noon to 5, Moondrops
Bash.
Smash Bash.
Mash Bash coming
Heck
up.
yeah, we'll be there. We're gonna do a live event that day.
We're not selling cigars that day.
We will not sell
So
cigars.
stop here first, get your cigar. Well,
They
not first.
That's another thing the state have done. It's always been up in the air on what's legal on doing those things. It's always been illegal to do
But it was on them to get
mobile
the permit.
cigar lounges.
Yeah.
And it was always on, the members of the organizations doing these events and stuff. It was on them on whether they do it. Now it's like they're putting it into law, trying to say, if you want to do that, that's fine, but you have to get a day of permit, which is fine. That's fine. But the reason they're doing that is because they're trying to get away from people like us going to an event. They say you can do this, you can sell them. So it's going to be a damper. But we're not going to be doing it because they're looking really hard at that right now. So
Yeah,
if
we
you're
don't
coming to
worry.
Mash
If you're
Bash-
coming out Saturday to Mash Bash, stop in here first, grab your sticks, and then head down there.
Yes. We're 5 minutes down the road. So
They're
come grab
smoking
them.
friendly. You can
Yeah.
smoke there. It's
Yep.
fine. It'll be outdoors. Hopefully, it won't rain this year. It
hope
rained
so.
last year,
Yeah.
but we'll
Hopefully
be
we
there.
don't have
We're
to
gonna
eat
do the
dog
podcast.
treats this
so-
year.
Yeah, I'll bring some dog treats. We'll bring some stuff. If you want to stop by, grab a treat, grab a card,
Yeah, if you're hungry, eat them yourself. It's fine.
whatever. You
It's
can
all
eat
good.
it. You can eat them all except for the salmon now.
Yeah,
so,
salmon probably wouldn't be so good.
Yeah, I wouldn't try the salmon,
Yeah.
but
Probably have to be beef livers either, to be honest with you.
it's cooked now.
I'm with you, Rob.
It is cooked.
Yeah, we started cooking beef liver because of people were worried about salmonella and other diseases. So we were like, fuck it, we'll just cook it.
Yeah.
So,
Who cares,
but
right?
it's all cooked except for salmon. Don't
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
the salmon. If you want chicken, I got
No.
plenty of chicken.
Salmon.
I mean, it's
All
not that
right.
great, but yeah.
All right, cool. So
Yeah.
I think that's all we got for today.
So
That
just
is.
remember the awards program, sign up and get involved if you're not already.
Yes.
Rob, where can they find you at?
I'm at Final Third Cigar everywhere.
Love it.
You can find me at Cocky Wolverine.
You can find me at Bother Visuals and Spencer Lee's. Don't forget to follow the Final Third podcast on all platforms.
Find me at Motophoto Will.
Motophoto Will.
Yeah,
Let's
and
go.
if you're coming in here to look at the drink menus, we do have the
Yeah.
QR codes now. So you can come in here
QR.
and hit the QR code
Come
and get
scan
the
the QR
entire,
code.
drink
Yeah.
menu too. So
We're getting sophisticated.
sophisticated.
Love it.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll see you
Cheers,
next
everyone.
time.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.